On my side chart, Eric, this one is continuing to hold trend. Had a lot of support during the lower the lower volume part of the day at the 20 moving average. It pulled back into the 20 moving average right here at 145, found support again. So I'm liking this, man. I feel it may have some resistance at 3, and it's shown you its propensity to do that. Rejects 3 over here, rejects it again. But what's operative, Eric, is that we're still putting in higher lows. We could be destined to break that 3, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I would definitely let that confirm first. So even though the high of the day is 303, you can see it's had a hell of a time trying to close above that. In fact, it has not at any point in the day closed a candle on the 5-minute chart above that $3 area. That should be proof enough for you. Pick it up off the 20. That's what I say. But you are getting awfully close to $3, so make sure you are cognizant of where you're picking it up. But otherwise, it looks fantastic. Joey, leave him with a thought.
Yeah, guys, I won't be here tomorrow. It's going to be Sharif, and you guys are going to have a bunch of treats throughout. That one's going to be an exciting day. And as well as Tuesday, that's going to be with your boy. But I'm off to Chirac. We'll see what's going on over there. I'm really excited to see what you guys got going on. Wrigley Field, Soldier Field. I'm going to be doing the boat run. And guys, if I have to sign a check while I'm over there, I'm not going to be happy, and that's an automatic downgrade on the trip. All right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
What do you think I was going to say?
Like America or something like that? I was like,
I love America. I love America.
Like you're digging yourself a hole, Joey.
If I have to sign a check, I'm going to be very, very upset.
All right,
even though I'm bringing cash.
All right, we hope you have a sick time, brother, and be safe. Obviously, don't be crazy. Don't do anything I would.
No, at the end of the day, no, man. Going to have fun, visit some nice old friends.
See everybody tomorrow, guys. Same bat time, same bat channel. Big boys, they're that away.
What up, everybody? First of all,
why does he have to sign a check?
Joe ain't going to Chirac. He's not going to the south side of Chicago. What did you hear him say? You heard him say Wrigley Field, right?
Okay.
Yeah. He ain't going to the south side. You ain't
I don't know where. I don't know where he's going. But why?
Bro.
Why is he bringing a checkbook?
What does the checkbook thing have to do with anything?
Oh.
What?
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't like having to sign a check. That's not that big of a deal.
Trying to get into the chat over.
And that's really not the end of the world. You can tell someone's young when they get the. I have to actually sign my my signature when I pay for a check. Not a big problem. But nothing against the south side. But obviously, I don't think Joe's going to the south side of Chicago for the weekend.
No.
That said, the market has tried to go. It tried to go to the south side. Why am I looking at Open Door? Because Open Door is up 23%. But what was interesting about today, here let's just, for a second, if we're going to talk about the market. What was interesting about today is you all know what we saw this morning, right? Hot print by 0.8 at core CPI or PPI and also PPI. Like both core and PPI came in exactly the same amount hot, different numbers. And we flushed, and since then, we've been trying to go higher. The whole move got abated. Now we're putting in some lower highs. So a lot of people have said things like, oh, why is the market ripping on that inflation number? Ultimately, does it really matter? I don't know. The market's going to do what it's going to do, but it seems like we've made a bit of a top. I feel like if it wasn't for Amazon, I'm not sure what this market would be doing without Amazon right now. Amazon has been an absolute rocket ship to the upside. 3.7%. Yeah, that was a mistake to get out of it and then get up from my desk 2 minutes before it actually blew out to the upside. But Amazon, the strongest of the Mag 7 names today. If you were trading that IPO, MAX, yeah, let's just say that was not very kind to anybody. Every single time, on a 5-second chart, this thing flushed at the open, and then when it broke the low of the day, it was absolutely nasty when it broke the $30 level. So, sometimes like yesterday it was bullish, which was bearish outside of the open. MAX was an easy one to avoid, I would think. We said we weren't interested in it, but maybe the next time we're not interested in taking a long, it should just be a short in this failed. Well, it's not a failed IPO. It's up 32%, right? I don't want to call it a failed IPO, but if you went long.
As you said, it's only up 32% against the price that nobody got. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know if any.
It's like yesterday saying that bullish was up 150% when.
Someone in our chat got 25 shares. I saw in the morning.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 25 shares is actually not too bad. I got to start applying for some of those, actually. All right, so you're right now at bullish at $70, where we bounced off right there. right off the open, basically. So we're going to have to watch out for that, down to $71 again for bullish. We just reloaded the TQ short that actually printed for us all the way back in. We've got some more shares right there, so we're shorting the market, and we're still in this Palantir short. Just been taking it off the 50-period moving average. So let it fall down, make this low in around 181. So Palantir is still the short that we've got on board right here, right now. All right, thanks everybody for watching so far. It was a great midday show. They talked about lots of different names. Open Door is the one that's ripping right now and trying to do something near $3. So we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. But there it is. Open Door up 23% today. Yeah, look, you've got everything. Whoops. We've got the rundown going. I threw my pen. And CoreWeave, maybe a talk about later on. We're going to have earnings tonight as well. Join Adair and myself on the. That's okay. I got one over
No,
here
I'm just going to throw the pen.
Oh yeah.
as well.
But let's go over to the desk and see what's up with the rundown, the stocks you voted for.
Currently, I have.
Welcome to the afternoon rundown, everyone. The show where we decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there is to get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. You can vote from all the way from 8:30 until a few seconds ago, up to 2 o'clock. Your vote automatically registers. Throw in that $sign followed by the ticker of your choice. Make sure to vote. Here's a look at all four major averages. So the NQ top left of your screen, that's flat. On the top right of your screen, that's the ES. It's also flat on the day, but this one certainly is not flat. That's the Russell 2000, the IWM more specifically, down 1 2/3%. And there's a reason for that. Higher PPI print coming in this morning certainly hurt the small caps. Bottom right of your screen is the Dow, down 0.5%. Not too bad of a move for the Dow. Here's a look at the first ticker as decided by you guys. Open Door, OPEN, reported earnings yesterday, and it was a bit of a down move, but today recovering nicely despite the fact, boys, that Keefe, Bruyette, and Woods dropped the price target down to $1.
Keith?
It's so funny, like you get the negative story, but then the stock rips.
Yeah. 24% short float?
Last time I heard a $1 price target was on Carvana.
It's true.
And that's at
We all know how that's
$400 or something.
I don't know if Open is going to be able to get Carvana styles, but 24% short float, that'll get something done. But the float is 630 million shares. So suffice to say it's really liquid, and it's done 250 million shares today. So the thing about it trying to squeeze is if there's, what does that work out to? I don't know, call it like 150 million shares short. It's done 250 today the upside. Like in any one of these big volume days, all of the shorts can cover in one day in one of these moves, and then you got to be trapping new ones. So you got to keep that in mind for a squeeze. That's why I don't think it's weird to think it would have a Carvana in it, but it has done this before, and it does look like it's on a churn. They got the extension. Well, it wasn't an extension. I mean, they regained eligibility. They didn't need an extension. They stayed above $1 for like a million days in a row. So Open, they're cleared from that problem, which is getting delisted. The $3 area is the issue. I think if it can clear 3, look for an afternoon breakout long, maybe through like 4 or 5. Certainly looks like it's, the market looks like it's heading back down here. So in the afternoon, when the market might be trending down, I think you're looking for longs probably in smaller cap names and squeeze type names that might not care what the market does. So Open Door does fit in that category. If it can break out that 3, it looks pretty good. I just don't think it's got like a Carvana in it because that float is so insane.
I don't know, Carvana might have a decent
Maybe
float.
It does.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's so easy for shorts to just get out in a day or two. I guess they can just be stubborn. That's the other side of it.
That bullish bounced off 71, by the way. All right, so for Open Door, OPEN. I was just watching the futures going lower right now. Good reload for us there at 95.20. Now 50 cents in the money on this most recent reload down into the 200-period moving average. We have to be smart and get out at that level because we took some hits earlier on the TQQs, trying to make some money back right there. Yeah, I mean, I agree. We held VWAP the whole day. I feel like if you're ever going to take shots, I don't know if you know that this was going to pop right off the open. You might have actually shorted into there. But I think once you break some of these levels from yesterday afternoon, this 250 mark, Then we really just held it, and then it was pop goes the weasel, and then here's the hold again, and boom. So you're kind of waiting for it to baseline. If anything, it does seem like it's slowing down a bit here, but $3, we've been up here before, and we've got faded. So on the daily chart, you're pretty much creating this whole cup and handle right here. There's the handle, here's the cup. So yeah, it's trying to base out. Now you're looking for that next break of 375. I don't know if we break $4 today or $3 today. We tried it, faded pretty good, made the move back down. Now you're just trying to get going again. I mean, I like the volume, 254 million shares. Big Bear AI had a move earlier as well, right there up to 6 and stopped at 6 exactly, and then fell down off of that level. So I don't know, it would make sense if this sort of stops at $3. Remember, you have options expiring. Tomorrow will be the 3rd Friday of the month, so that's interesting for that note as well. But yeah, open door, a nice move there. And I like to talk about the stock because, you know, like many of you, with rates decreasing, we got that going through for next year, and the September rate cut next month now. And I'll just refresh this just to see what we're looking at. But there it is, 91. So it was 100% this morning, now 91% chance for a rate cut. And I think that, you know, the sweet spot there between 5.5%, 6% on a mortgage rate or something, maybe that gets open door, some more sales. But we'll wait. Open door right now, $3. I say you just short it until it breaks.
Next over here, guys, not really a big headline on Tesla. Just this headline out of Norway, surging sales 24% year over year on the quarter, really bucking the trend out in Europe where they've seen double-digit declines in almost every jurisdiction there. Also, some irregular price action the boys should probably have a look at during the midday there. I think we were talking about Tesla almost going green. Then I looked over and it was down 2 1/3, guys. So Tesla, red.
Yeah, Tesla, oh, wherefore art thou, Tesla? It was weird yesterday. Well, you know what? It wasn't weird yesterday. A lot of things. A lot of things did the old reversal. Like, it looked super strong off of the open, and then after that, it was like, nope, we're just going to trend down. Well, I guess it can't be that crazy that we just stair-stepped it down again. Tesla, you guys were talking, the midday, you heard a lot about how does it really matter what happens in a single nation in Europe of 5 million people, whether they like Tesla or not. That's not going to, when you have disappointing sales, that's not going to matter. We want to, like we said, we want to see autonomous. We want to see something with Optimus. And ultimately, not sure what the catalyst is going to be to break us out, but it's still doing a whole lot of nothing. At least the nothing that Tesla is doing on the daily. There's way too many wicks on this chart, but you can see that it's actually holding a slightly upper trend since earnings. So that's a good thing, but we're not going anywhere. You know, in a market where Google was able to get almost back to its highs and trend up, where Apple was about to break out, and NVIDIA has at least been making some fresh all-time highs. Like pretty much everybody but Tesla has gotten going to at least some extent. Maybe Amazon at the end we'll talk about hasn't done so good, but then look at it run today. So Tesla's like the, they're like the black sheep right now in the Mag 7, and I don't know what's going to get this one going. What I would say is if we break this like slight trend line, yeah, there's your 300 break, and then I think we could be back into the 200s. I still don't think this one is all systems go yet. In this market, you've been paid to be patient, because once Apple started going, it was great for a bit. Once Google started going, it was great. Tesla, it's just not off the schneid. And I think the VWAP short already worked once. You probably look at that today. If it can't break the volume weighted price in the afternoon, then I think you're looking to fade just kind of like the market is.
I don't often cheer for a move down on Palantir, but we are getting lower right now on PLTR. So we're starting to scalp out more of this into the lows of the day for Palantir, 179.50, still $1 away from there. And then now we're almost into a dollar club here off of our reload for the TQQs. We'll put a bid down here as well. We're getting Tiger Global right here. They just raised their stake in Reddit. So all these 13F filings are coming through now. AppLovin, Reddit, Microsoft, and then NVIDIA are the stocks I'm hearing for Tiger Global right now. But again, this is nothing. They raised their stake in a lot of stocks. All right, as far as Tesla's concerned, look, the bull and the bear case is pretty simple, right? Will FSD and all this data collection that they have actually give them that level 4, level 5 autonomy? And I don't you know, that's the case there. They can get that reoccurring revenue with the robo-taxis and with, you know, anyone that subscribes to the full self-drive platform. Here in Canada, it's $100 a month, but you're looking for better, you know, like I said, that level 4 or 5. If they can get that, robo-taxis should be a thing and continue to be a success story for them. Their margins on cars continue to decrease. I don't know, we know it's not a huge, car, I mean, it's a huge car company, but that's not where the focus is right now. Again, I like Tesla here. Elon's been talking about, you know, the shorts are going to get roasted. I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, this stock goes up and down all of the time. Like look at this stock here since, I mean, if you go right back to this date, that's May. So the beginning of May. We've touched this bottom pretty much once or twice every single month, and the same thing with these tops. So the top of, let's call it 360, and the bottom, we're just using rough numbers here, 290 to 300. So you have a $60 back and forth range. The market can't figure it out. So to me, it's not worth taking a position one way or the other. I think you want to wait till this 367 breaks to go long and or something down here around the short, 280, 260, 270, something like that. But yeah, it's not as exciting as some of these other names where they have directional bias. Right now, I don't see that for Tesla, down 2%. Love the car. Don't love the fact that it's basically run by one individual and it's just so much single character risk in the name, right? I mean, when he started working with Doge, we saw the stock go down. Then there was some positive reactions to that, and the stock went back up. And anyways, vice versa, it's a risk.
It's been like that forever.
I know.
Like, we remember, we've been, the show's been around on YouTube since, what, 2020? Like, I remember we were live when he did the whole Tesla's overvalued. Like, the CEO of the company publicly said, yeah, I kind of think the stock price is a little overvalued. I wish I knew exactly what day it was, but you could probably find it. If you know what day it was and the moment he said it, you'd go back and watch what that did to the stock. It was completely, it's like, who says that?
Yeah, I know.
But, I mean, look, I in a genuine sense, like honesty is a good thing, but there's certain things that you should probably keep to yourself. But love him or hate him, this is...
It's the one stock where it's like, if anything were to happen to management, either leaving or too much pressure, like, I don't think he's leaving, but just...
No, I don't think so.
Something, and that's the risk also to Tesla, so that's all. Bullish still holding $70. All right, it's NVIDIA talk time.
Yeah, very consolidated look here for NVIDIA over the past few days, guys, hanging around near all-time highs. No specific catalyst today on NVIDIA, but there was a DeepSeek headline out of China. So they were trying to use these NVIDIA chips for both training and inference. They were forced to switch to the Huawei Ascend line, which didn't work out all that well. So it looks like they might be trying to move back to the H20, much to the chagrin of the Chinese regulator. So NVIDIA, guys, kind of a flatline look, but still hanging out near all-time highs.
Yeah, NVIDIA it's holding up well. Like, obviously, you know, we'll talk about Amazon at least. Amazon's your Mag 7. That's your winner today. Some other, I mean, at one point Google looking pretty good, but NVIDIA, let's call it a win that it's still green. I think part of the story is going to be that AMD, which, you know, the other day you had weakness, or yesterday you had weakness in NVIDIA, as you can see there, and then AMD was relatively strong, and then we find out that this story about Rubin being delayed because they want to be able to catch up with AMD, that story turned bunk, and then all of a sudden NVIDIA is relatively strong and AMD is going to be weak. That's just how it's been lately. Both these names have made kind of tops here, although I would tell you, when NVIDIA breaks 184, we're going to have it every day this week, with the exception of the first day this week that it didn't test $184. And even on Thursday and Friday of last week, it tested that same high. This is the first day we didn't even get there. Maybe we get there tomorrow. I still think it's a breakout whenever it happens, into fresh all-time highs. I'd rather short AMD this afternoon. As I said, the story that we got, or the retraction of the story, was bearish on AMD and bullish on, bullish on NVIDIA. So I want to short AMD. Like VWAP, although last time I was in it, VWAP was not today. Because every time it's hit VWAP, I've been late to the trade. So if we come back in here and break out 101.30, 12 cents out of the money, I'll wait for 182 and the volume weighted average price. Oh, and one other chip name. Intel has an all-day trend line that it's testing from 830's low to now. Like, it's held which, yeah, I shorted underneath VWAP and then lost and then realized, hey, Neil, that's an all-day trend line that it just held. Maybe the next time it goes down there, you should go long in front of it, and it did hold. But I'm not looking for the break of this trend line to get out and go short. So I'm rather short 2 other chip names and not NVIDIA today.
Hey, apparently we're moments away from Nimit showing up, so that should be fun. There's Eli Lilly today. We're going to get to that as the show goes on, but yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat that's bringing this one up to me. Yeah, we got long in this name. We added to it. We've had shares in this name for a long time, but we added to it down there at 640 that one day. So a nice little move up there. Now $40 on Eli Lilly. I was just actually loading up Twitter to look some stuff up and see what all this Tiger Global, and now we get more and more 13Fs coming through. So once I find more about that, it's right here. Actually, I just found it. So if we, people are asking what's Tiger Global. This is just a management, like a fund. So here it is right here. New to their fund. Maybe I can zoom in just a little bit. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So. Of course, pretty much all IPOs here. We got Chime, Bull, Hinge, Circle, eToro there, TFIN, Mountain, and then they're out of PD. Oops, I don't know why I clicked on PDD. They're out of PDD and Service Titan. Now I believe that's what that is. That's an IPO as well that just happened. They've added both Block and Reddit and Amazon. So those are 3 new names that they've added, and they've cut. And again, you can go see this. I'll retweet it. But DoorDash, Workday, Crowd, and ServiceNow. So, but these are all the holdings that they have. So it's just there's a lot in there, and you could just see by the ads and the deletes and all that kind of stuff. So as you're going to start hearing, me or Neil or any of us, talk about this, either Adair when she gets back, there's going to be different filings happening throughout the day. So the 13F that everyone's waiting for is Berkshire to see where exactly, because those guys are sitting on $350 billion in cash right now. So hopefully they're buying NVIDIA and LLY, but I don't know. They're probably already into some of these. But right now, Eli Lilly, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about NVIDIA. Yeah, I'm fine with it. On a down day here, the fact that it's flat makes sense. We do have earnings in 2 weeks, so 2 weeks yesterday. So you're 9 market days away from getting this report. Look what this has been doing. We're almost out of that. Pretty easy trend rate here. NVIDIA already fell, this year. It's high of the year if we go back right at the beginning of the year, even if we don't cherry pick that exactly. Well, we might as well. That was 150. It fell to, so, everyone's waiting. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I think I was talking to it with Neil. It's like everybody is waiting for a correction. We already had one this year. Yeah. NVIDIA fell 50 or 60% here. So NVIDIA went from 152 this year down to $85 or $90. Forget about that wick, but let's just say $90. You could have got $90 again right here. So it went from 150 to $95 a couple times, and now it's at 181. So it's like we've already sort of had this correction. Now we just keep on going based on its merits, and the merits have been strong for this company. So, we like NVIDIA. I'm not super excited about the earnings, to be honest with you, because I think it's pretty much all baked in. This is what happens when all those big mega CapEx names reported. They kept going higher. And so I feel like, the backlog is there. The chip discussion is there. They got that deal done with the United States where they pay the 15% back in chips sent to China. I think that's a win for them. The Too Smart, Jensen and Lisa Su, just, keep on making rich people even richer. So you just want to invest in the name, and to take a line from Kramer, man, hold, don't trade. I think you don't want to get out of NVIDIA anytime soon, and you don't want to get out of AMD anytime soon, and unless you do think that this market is being falsely bumped up. But, I mean, the economic numbers seem to be pretty strong. Sans the PPI today.
I trimmed AMD before I trimmed NVIDIA.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's room for both.
Yeah, well, 100% there's room for both. There's room for Robinhood, too. Although I think that's a little toppy.
Robinhood, yeah. Robinhood, Amazon, Palantir, SOFI, some of these names that have run a lot. Yeah, a little different base case for those. But let's go find out from Sharif the story on Robinhood today.
Robinhood next, selling off aggressively yesterday in the open. Nothing really bad. They reported record customers. Their customers hit 26.7 million users in July, with total platform assets rising 7% year over year as crypto volume surges. The market didn't like that, or maybe it was a sell the news event. Today, kind of consolidative.
Yeah, today, that's actually right. Like, I guess what would you call it? It's a consolidated day, but it's a consolidated day at the lows, right? So it kind of like holds on to this long, if you can even call that, long bear flag, I suppose. Couldn't break down, can't break up. But really, what's amazing about this streak that Robinhood's been on is there has not even been a prolonged downward break. Like, you've had a couple of moves in, but all they do is kind of go back to the key prior highs and then bounce. So like, it's been a textbook single dip, which if you think it's frothy, you just can't get into this stock. And I think it's frothy, so I can't get into this stock. What happened yesterday for bullish, I think might have, to me, it feels like it's a temp top for a lot of the crypto plays. And when you double tapped, made a fresh high and pull back on Bitcoin, it seemed like it confirmed that, and it didn't get through the high. So I feel like you might be in that pullback mode where maybe we can actually see the 50 period, which you haven't seen since around the April lows on Robinhood. And I think it confirmed that today. When it would look like we were going ham after a little V-shaped recovery, complete rejection, now you're getting lower highs on Robinhood. Yeah, 111 looks like, until we can break 111, I think we'd stay bearish on this. That said, if I trade something in the fintech space this afternoon, it's more likely to be bearish. Not
Bearish, not bullish.
What I mean. I mean bullish, obviously.
Yeah, I got you. Bear. Which bear
Not
is this?
that
Oh,
one.
I hate this bear.
No, that's the wrong one.
I did not mean that. This is the good bear. There we go. Bullish v bearish. Okay, so what are we talking about? Robinhood. All right, so we can have a quick look over there as well. Let me just look at SOFI. Neil just talked about Robinhood. The only thing that I can say about SOFI is the same thing I always say about it, and that is that we've already seen that top. And yeah, maybe we see it again at some point, but $24 we saw today. And you had another opportunity. I've already explained that I got out of some of mine in and around here. You are waiting for this to break. I'm waiting for that day that 25 finally breaks, and then we can really start to motor to the upside. And I do believe that for SOFI. I think that a lot of these stocks do have a lot of juice left into them with increasing customer base. I like SOFI there. Webull has been another sort of a move down again, so we can watch out for Webull. But they're up today, actually. Okay, they were down the last time we looked at it, but right into there, up to 15.30 or so goes Webull, up another 1.23% today. So I do like the fintech names. I think Robinhood's probably the top there, but I think I would just want to look to whoever has the bigger customer base is the one that I like, because they can all change. They're all those little apps that they use. So I'm excited to hold both of these ones. And yeah, Robinhood, someone just mentioned their insider trading.
I have a question. Mr. Henry XL, the hood insider trading on FinViz is nuts. Explain. Let us know. Forward me to an article if you can find one. I'm very curious.
Well, there's probably just insiders been selling, that's all.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. You mean insider selling?
Or is that what it says?
We care more about insider buying. I mean, insider selling's normal. Like, that's just par for the course. And Lindenmeyer, I promise we will show you guys what happened on the Microsoft chart after we talk about Amazon. Bizarre. I wish that was one of those moments. I wish we had seen it sooner, because it's like, if you see what was going on in Microsoft Live, it probably was an easy trade, but you had to be watching it. I wasn't at the time.
Just we had this $20 right here from Justin. Thank you so much, Justin. Here, how's the TQQs? How low can they go? And a great show. Thank you so much for watching. I mean, you guys are making this show great, not us. So thank you so much, Justin, for that. Look, I think how low can they go? Like 94. I feel like right now. You know, we do have Friday incoming, obviously tomorrow. The direction seems right now to be lower. We have taken down VWAP. You have a pretty aggressive sloping, as you can see right here, sloping down 50-period moving average on the 1-minute chart. You know, why did we come back in here, stop again, rip back? So, like, I would say if you're looking, this is just the Nasdaq, but if you're looking at a spot, you know, right into here, that would make sense. So that's 23 for the Nasdaq, 23,880 or so. So if you're gonna look at the TQs, it's probably something very similar in and around this area, 94, 90 something. So I would say in and around here would be a great target, not just because that's where we covered, but this move down that happened on the PPI number, I would think we could retest that. But I'm surprised we're not down more, you know, that we're even flat on the day with that number. So yeah, I would say cover some there. And if you think you made a mistake, then push this short once we break 94 and then see if this 93.50 means anything. So if you are holding some options that maybe expire today, or you're just looking to make some money today, like we have to be flat at the end of the day, I would say cover half at least right here, which is what I'm thinking about doing now that we have a little bit left. Cover some there, then wait for the dream, and if it does break, you can add to it. And if it's a break fail, you can punch out. So I like the way the Nasdaq's looking today. I've been bearish all day. The only positions I've had was short BLSH, short Palantir, and short the TQQs. And Palantir right now is $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 now in the money on the Palantir short. It is by far, well, I mean, again, the TQs we lost early, so we've done well. We've hit our goal for the day on just this one stock, but we got to get it covered up by the TQs, right? So, yeah, nice move down for Palantir. We'll see if it can continue. And let's go over to the desk and find out about Amazon, a stock that I love.
Yeah, great look for Amazon today, Sean. A little bit off the day's highs, but very, very strong. On the back of this headline, they're expanding their same-day grocery delivery. Oh, I just got cut off the screen there. Same-day grocery delivery to over 1,000 cities with 2,000 more pegged. So keep your eye out on that. Amazon near day's high.
It is, and this was another one of those earnings names. They got beat up, and one of the reasons was because the direct comparison between from them to Azure and to Google Cloud year over year was they got 17% growth in cloud, and both their foreseen competitors, it's really a three-horse race, were in the 30 range. And they got beat down because of that, and it ended up being a buy opportunity. You let it bounce one day, it bounced the second day, and then you were all good to go off the 200-period moving average. If I ever find myself saying, this is a stock I would like to own more of on a dip, and said stock goes to the 200-period moving average on a day, then I think you pull the trigger. And the new thing was actually getting it. And for myself, this is an improvement because a lot of times I'll miss it if it doesn't actually get to the 200. I said, we're just picking it up. And if it doesn't actually tag it, then you're just going to get it when it bounces away. So I think this one's headed right back into the highs. Can we get there tomorrow? I like to think we can get there tomorrow. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. I mean, if we keep on flushing today or pulling back, at some point even Amazon's going to pull back, and then that threatens the ability to break it out tomorrow. On a Friday, it's really hard to break through a double top 240. That's a fresh high. But if something can do it, I believe, in Amazon. I did have a VWAP trade. I was probably too bearish. When it got to the highs and the futures were rolling over, I started entering shorts and covered the long. And I just started only shorting things. And then Amazon just kept going absolutely haywire. Love the company. And this is a prime example, pun intended, of something that you dip buy. If you think the earnings were good and it dips, you see it hold for a couple of days and you get in there. It ends up working out long term.
I like the pun intended on that one. Yeah, look, today we only had two longs written down here. We had Apple and we had Amazon written down right there. Okay. But for right now,
running around,
we have a special guest appearance. Go.
Hey, grab the mic.
How are you doing? Good. Nimit, grab the mic, my friend. Oh no, what have you brought us here?
I got some muffins and what else did we get? Donuts.
Donuts and muffins.
Yeah, I was trying to find apple pie for Joe.
What is this, Jujutsu Kaisen? What do you got over there?
I don't know. It's just Attack on Titan. So all the Japanese manga anime fan.
Yes. My son loves the manga.
They're gonna comment here next to like, okay, have you seen it? Have you watched it? So okay.
Good. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see you again there.
Yeah.
You went and walked around U of T, or what did you guys do there?
No, we didn't. We just came here now, and then tomorrow maybe we'll go to the U of T.
Have you gone up to CN Tower yet, or done anything like that?
Yes, we did that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and we never knew Blue Jays play every day.
Almost. If they're here, like basically.
Are they at home now?
Yeah, they're home.
Yeah.
Chicago's in town.
Yeah, because yesterday again we saw.
And you saw the game?
We didn't see the game.
But you saw it from the CN Tower.
because we are living at that
right
York
down
Street,
there.
the one that I
Queen's
told you.
Key.
So, oh my God, there were like thousands of people, and I'm like, okay, wait, what's happening here?
40,000 people packed. We were in first place.
Yes, and everybody in that blue T-shirt with Blue
they're
Jay
selling out
written.
now. When the team wins, they sell out.
And the best part is people like us who don't follow baseball
Right.
have no clue. We are a cricket country, so
Yes.
we follow cricket. So
Right.
it's like, okay,
But you're from,
what's
where you're
happening?
coming from, so are you living in Singapore now? Or where?
No, we relocated to Dubai.
Dubai, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
all right.
yeah,
Did you bring us some Dubai chocolate, or?
This time, no, because this time was
That's a
traveling
bit
was.
of a thing here, because we promised it from Ramin, and then
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. Next time I come, I'm gonna
Nah,
get
nah,
you
I'm just giving you a hard
the
time.
kunafa Dubai chocolate.
Oh my God,
I'll
is
get
that
you
like-
that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I got this time, but I had to leave it back at Vancouver at my
Yeah. Probably melting your
brother-in-law's
luggage these days anyways
place
with
for
this
them.
temperature.
I forgot about you guys, honestly.
You forgot about us?
no.
Yeah. To get those chocolates for you, I forgot.
I think we'll be okay.
Yes, I think this should be, but I wish I could have got apple pie for
We got pastries,
Joe.
man.
We're gonna get.
I
Joe some
just
pie. We're
want
gonna
Joe
get
to
Joe
have
some
that
pie.
apple pie.
Everybody
man.
does.
I'm not sure I believe this whole. I think
I know,
I think he's
I-
having fun with us. He's
Yes,
probably actually
yes,
had it.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, great to see you. And of course, we're going to go out for some drinks maybe after this, of course,
Yes,
as you
yes,
know. So
yes.
we're excited.
Drinks and
we're
dinner.
excited to do that. So this is Nimit, everybody. So say hello.
Yeah.
And you're always in the chat, and we thank you for everything that you've done for us. And what do you think about the build out over here?
Brandon was just explaining me, and I was like, "This, I don't believe I have come to this office in the past because
at
the
the last
one
time
that
you were
I
here-
came,
Right.
No,
it was so different than the one that I'm seeing now.
Right.
And I'm just happy that I get this elevation because last time when I was here, everybody was like, "He's such a short guy."
Yeah, right.
I'm
Your
not
head
a
was like
short
hitting
guy.
right here.
But it was there is almost like 2 feet down you have to stand, but now I can stand here. So okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still a short
exactly.
guy.
Now you're-
I'm still a short
you're
guy,
right-
but
right
not
up in our
that
grill.
short.
Okay,
But
Nimit,
yeah,
well, great.
looks good, man. But I let you guys do this.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we do have a little thing that we do here. It's like a show. It's
Yeah,
live.
it's okay.
Tell me
And,
more
We're
about
gonna
it.
eat treats anyway, so it doesn't matter.
7,000 people watching now. So now they know the famous Nimit
Yeah.
and what he's all about. And we are excited to see you and your family and get a drink after the show. So we're really
Yeah.
happy with that.
This-
So thank you, Nimit, for showing up.
Thank you.
right now.
And
Appreciate it. We'll
the
see
one
you.
thing I always wanted to do was to get my son to meet all of you.
Perfect.
So this time I have him also over here.
And he's hiding.
And he's hiding.
I hope
he's
we
hiding
do not
there.
disappoint.
No. Come, Shlok. Just say
Yeah,
hi.
yeah.
He's going to say hi after. Watch out.
Just don't step on Randy.
Watch out for Randy over there.
Just watch out for Randy. Yeah.
Just watch out for Randy.
Flip either.
Hi, Sean.
Sean, Shlok.
Schluck.
Neil.
Look.
You got me shook. Schluck.
Yeah. So I just wanted him to meet all you
Great.
guys because
I would never be able to tell that you guys are father
There's
son.
no resemblance at all.
You know, no resemblance at all.
what are you saying,
the
man?
profile. It's a.
Okay, cool.
No, you look
He's my
exactly.
son.
You look a lot alike, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I looking younger?
You're looking very. I almost didn't even recognize you.
Yeah, I did lose a lot of weight
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the last
yeah,
time.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
Yeah,
You do look
just,
a lot
just 27 kilos. So
27 kilos.
yeah.
What are you on, like a water diet or something?
Kind of, yeah.
I know. Yeah, I guess
I'll explain you everything when we meet for a drink on this.
what-
okay.
But you guys have
let us
fun.
know.
Thank you for
27 kilos,
everything.
That's like 60-something pounds.
Yeah, I was 93, now I'm 66. So it's a fact.
And you're the one giving us all these treats. I
That's
see
why
the-
I'm
I
not
see the
eating
move-
it.
I see
That's
the
why I'm
move.
not eating it.
I
I'm
see
giving
the
it to
move.
you guys.
Okay, fatten us up.
Go
I
ahead,
get
go
it.
ahead.
Okay.
Have fun, guys.
Okay, thank you,
so
Nimit,
much.
for coming through. We look forward to. Nice to meet you as well. We'll talk after. All right, get these treats. We'll look at them, but put them there for now. All right, thank you.
No, I'm.
Nimit, make money. Thank you. Yeah, that's sound like my wife. Okay.
see what we got.
There we go. All right, that's Nimit in the audience, from the crowd, and we like to thank him for coming through. What do you got over there?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip, and what else?
2 chocolate chip.
Oh my God, and these little, oh gosh, these are what it's
don't
at
need
right
that.
here.
We don't
These are
need
little
that.
chocolate. Oh my gosh, okay, those look really nice. Thank you, Nimit.
Thank you
and
so
Schluck
much,
and everything.
Nimit.
We're looking forward to going out with these guys after. Should be nothing but fun times.
Look at
yeah,
that.
So
I'm not, I mean, let's
I
be
better
real.
stay away. Those look so good.
You know what? I
feel like
admire
Nip-
your discipline. Like,
No, I don't have any discipline. I mean, there's 4 in there now. The project
Immediately,
you know,
Sean,
once,
it's like, yeah,
once we go into
we'll look at
commercial
that
break,
later.
wait a minute, we don't have any commercials. Then we will maybe hit that up. But
ain't gonna be any left.
Yeah, thanks to Nimit. I just don't want to knock them over. That's all. We'll give them to the boys.
Trust me,
these guys are working.
These
man.
look
Russell and
absolutely
everybody.
delicious. They might be like cream filled or something.
I think Mark is pretty disciplined too, but he can have a donut. I mean, anybody can have anything from there. How has he lost 20? So that's 27 kilos. I think the guy only weighs like 150
not doing
pounds. I think he lost like half of his weight.
That's
there.
so impressive.
Yeah, that is.
but it was. I mean, the last time we saw him was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but dude, that's
but no,
we'll get the story. We'll get the story.
In any time frame.
I wonder if it's that shot thing, huh?
That's impressive.
We'll find out from him very, very soon. I hope it wasn't like a medical situation. But okay, so thanks, Nimit, for showing up. We really appreciate all of that. All right, yeah, plans best laid for Amazon were earlier, and we talked about 224. I wrote it down. I really like the stock. You know, we've been getting bumped up there. I know Neil bought some down there, I believe, and some other traders have as well. But, you know, good companies at 200 period moving averages. I mean, this is why we talk about those. And it comes right in, hits it, and then bumps back up, you know. They're in that TTD business now, too, with the online advertising and stuff. So, yeah, they're, like I said, anytime Amazon sort of says they're interested in a new business, you better watch out if you're currently in it. So, but anyways, Amazon, nice move to the upside right now. Eli Lilly still going. Yeah.
No, as you mentioned, TTD, right? The story was that potentially
Walmart,
TTD losing potentially Walmart as a customer. Yeah, that really didn't come back. It's almost cracked $50, 7% down. Remember, they're already down after earnings. Negative story for them. There'll probably be a point, like the April lows at $40. I'm sure there'll be a point at which this can get picked up, but that's not a good story. So the trend is still very bad for the trade desk in here. Yeah, not much working out for them. But I said under my breath, I should have also bought Apple too. Picked Amazon, but you could have, it actually didn't matter which one you bought, really. You could have bought this off the 50 period when it dipped into 200. You could have bought Amazon. It's just the catch-up game. The market goes to highs, you pick the one. You pick one that's a little bit depressed that you think has a chance to go, and this goes 10% in a week. And Amazon, I mean, I don't know, same thing. I would argue a slightly bigger move, ever so slightly bigger move on Apple from those lows last week than Amazon. Oh yeah, it's because these guys are doing stuff. Everything's like shaking, because there's a little shake on it. Because these guys are doing
I was just like, I'm just laughing at the chat because, like, honestly, when Nimit's kid just came in there, like, I don't know, when I told him, like, you guys are like identical or something, I feel like he looked at me like I was insulting him or something. I was just like, no, you guys look like twins, not father son.
As someone who does not get sarcasm, was probably just not getting sarcasm, because I don't get sarcasm. I don't know if I would have gotten that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you and him, I mean, because everybody in the chat is like, what the? These guys are basically like identical twins. I was like, you guys aren't father-son? Like, that's not.
If you say a father-son or mother-daughter look like twins, it's basically like calling them siblings, which is a compliment to the parent.
No, but I'm just commenting, like, honestly, when I look at them, like, you and your daughter look similar.
It's
I'm
true,
sure you hear that all the time.
But you've seen I don't actually look that much like my dad. As I've aged, I have. But if you put myself, my brother, my dad together, you're like, oh, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not always that obvious.
No, that's why when I looked, I was like, come on, man.
I mean, you and George.
You guys are related?
You and George look alike a lot.
Yeah, well, you know. I mean, yeah, we look alike a little bit. But
I think, well, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. There's Scott H. How did anyone not pick up the sarcasm? But we just admitted it. It's different, harder for different people. But yeah, no, let's, looking forward to getting a drink with Nimit. That should be a lot of fun. And if anybody wants to stop by here, you got to sort of email in and get that all figured out. And of course, we've seen Nimit many, many times. Not doing anything, but he's going to sit there, you know. Behind us.
No, he's doing.
Hey, Randy, what's going on, Randy? Same old.
What is he doing?
Exactly. No, he's having a good time over there. So shout out to Randy, always doing something there. All right, Randy, are you coming for a drink after, Randy? You're invited for a drink after 5 o'clock. You want to come? You look great, man. You look great.
These donuts are really good, by the way.
Of course they are, Neil.
Just saying. You see Rob's head turn the second I said.
Rob's can come. Anybody can come for a drink.
No, when I said donut.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Any of these. There's donuts, there's cookies, there's muffins. My hands are filthy. Whoa, there's all of that going through there.
This is happening again on Rigetti.
You're right, man. Randy he's not measuring the distance for a dartboard, but we should have that in here. Dartboard, pool table, jits, whatever.
We used to have a foosball table. And then I
resumed.
And
Intel
I distinctly, no, it's just continuing to go up.
What?
Intel
I'm liking this Intel move. What's up with that?
Intel has made the bottom. Intel has found the bottom again. Why? You can buy this stock underneath $20. That's the thing. Once it's under 20, it's a buy. When it gets close to 25, that's where you run into some trouble. But it's at 22.5, which means we're on the upward swing. You know what? I think we're at the point now where if a CEO meets with Trump that he said anything remotely negative about, and then after that meeting, nothing negative happens, then you should buy the stock. That's what happened for Intel. And I'll admit to like a silly mistake. I did this, I don't know, I decided to short VWAP on Intel, ignoring that rule that it's turned into a buy. Like look at it yesterday, look at it since that meeting, and then it just turned into a trend to the upside. It cannot break this trend all day long. It just keeps holding it every single time it dips and into some fresh highs. I don't know if we get 23. Bavin yet. Yes, Webull also making a move to the upside. So there's strength out there in the market. But I was going to say before we got to Intel, if we break this trend line, I'm out. I said that already. I was actually going to reverse. I was really close to reversing. But Rigetti, remember yesterday what happened in Rigetti?
Yeah, it popped like crazy at the end.
Another buy program on Rigetti?
Yeah, my bad. I hit the too fat fingered it.
Yeah, something is brewing in this stock. It rejected 18. If we can get through that today, let's see.
Remember that story that Joe, he went for went by himself. That's kind of the funny part. To one of the restaurants down there, and he said he was sitting down having lunch or whatever, and some guy was talking to him about D-Wave and was saying that he single-handedly was moving the stock around that day, which is why I say that as a joke. But sometimes it just does take Reddit or different websites like that to get going and supporting a stock, and then up away it goes. Let's check it out on Open Door quickly here just to see if it did break through that $3. It did not. It has not done anything since we've been on the air here at 2 o'clock, but we still like that $3 level. I think it's a short. I don't know if you'd want to short it now. Like, I don't know if it has 8 or 9 cents of downside. I mean, it does if it gets going, but you're going to be shorting it until it breaks 303 or 305, let's just say. So right now, if you go short on open, you're going to have 12 cents to get 1-to-1, and that's basically a maximum trade there. So I don't know if the odds are with you on a 50-50 roll of the dice that Open Door goes up or goes down. It's at the 50-period moving average. It's bouncing here off the 200. It was a much better short there at 3 to get it back to 85. That would give you 3-to-1, because if it hits this 85, which it does wind up doing, then you're getting that 14 or 15 cents on that short when you're just exposing yourself to 5. Let's just say you get 98. So it's 7 or 8 cents of an upside break, and you just captured double that on the downside because you're going to use the 200 period as some sort of support and resistance. So for me, right now on Open Door, might not be worth it. One name, and I'm biased to this, is Marvell. Look, I think Marvell does have a runway to be a higher stock than what it is right now. So again, I like the name here with Marvell. I think we have we need a button, call of the day button right now. Why is Marvell down here? I feel like they've got to deal with Microsoft. They do have autonomous. They're in the autonomous chip business as well. They're looking at autonomous driving. They're helping out Microsoft develop chips. I know Microsoft's trying to go their own way. There was a report about that which caused one of these initial moves down. We did gap higher into 85. I think it was that move back into 75. But look at this stock holding the 50-period moving average. I think we take out 85, and the call of the day is $100 as we ride the bull here for Marvell. That's my price target right here for Marvell, between 95 and $100. Maybe 95 might be a good topping tail there for Marvell, but I like this. I like the 50-period move here on the stock. We're down right now. I think you're a report or two away, an upgrade away, something like that from this stock really starting to go. So again, I like it. We'll do some more work. We got to talk about it. We got to go to Neil, but then we'll talk about maybe the bull case there for Marvell, because I do like the name.
And the bull case for bull as well.
Ooh.
But whether you're a bull or a bear, there's exciting news for Canadian traders that are sophisticated. Beta Pro by Globex Canada has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs, offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and U.S. treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate,
special fee.
dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. These ETFs also employ currency hedging to seek to neutralize U.S. dollar exposure, providing performance that may more accurately reflect the underlying U.S. equities. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn more. Shout out to them. Well, AMD's going okay. Intel's going up, so that's fine. But Apple just came back and then broke VWAP. Someone asked, well, what's your thesis on Apple? Shorted VWAP. What just happened? Broke VWAP. get out. Well, I just got out flat. It's a coincidence that I got out flat as it was breaking VWAP. Like my stop, once it got to here, my stop was break even. It just so happens that that's the moment that it's breaking the volume weighted average price. But Apple is catching a bit of a bid here, which does make me wonder, as I look over to AMD, that's doing absolutely nothing, going sideways. So that seems just fine. But this Rigetti thing it's interesting. You're hesitant to chase this because what happened yesterday at this exact price? Like it trended up, we saw it fail 18, and then by this morning it was back at 16 bucks. It goes again, so I'd be interested to see if it can actually get through the $18 level. History often doesn't always repeat itself, but sometimes it'll at least rhyme. And if that happens, maybe you see exactly the same thing. A buy program in a Rigetti that just gets faded off in front of the 18 level or at the $18 level. Not worth chasing. You almost have to be in this one a little bit earlier on that bad boy. Yeah, interesting. Someone's picking up this name. I wonder if the other quantum stocks are going with it. It was Rigetti that just recently reported, so it makes sense that they'd move the most.
All right. Yeah, no, we have I was just looking tonight's earnings reports going to come through. We have QUBT. Coming, Nano Nuclear coming tonight, BTBT, AMAT, and whatnot. Right now, our scanner here that you guys can type in right now, any symbol into the chat, and your vote will start to hit. So we have OpenTable, CoreWeave, NVIDIA, Tesla, Tempest. Is that Tempest TEM? I believe so. Robinhood, Wolf there, Amazon. I mean, most of these names we've talked about with pretty good conviction so far. So I'm going to do fresh restart. So right now, because we have over 400 votes in there, let's get a new one. See if there's anything moving and anything creating some action here for you guys tonight. If you want more talk on something. So that's Robinhood now up 1.5%. And look at this. Remember yesterday I was like, we need the ability to stop this? Watch this, space bar, stopped. Yeah. So right there, now we can easily stop it. So this guy, Fabian is such a,
he's not playing around.
No, like he tells me, oh, it's gonna take me a while to do something, and I mean this thing gets fixed almost, not fixed, but edited up to the upside almost immediately. And we hit spacebar again, and then it reshuffles them all. So let's have a quick look. We hit it one more time. Palantir, NVIDIA, Open Door, BMNR, of course. We can take a look at what Ethereum's been doing. And crypto, we'll take a look at that. QuantumScape, nice move there. QS, CoreWeave, we can definitely talk about that. Wow, down another 12%. So again, part of the reason for that, I'm gonna hit spacebar again on that so it reloads it and it gets going. But yeah, part of the move down. So anyways, there's Marvell's in the silicon, the connectors and all that for the space. So, they're needed to power this AI revolution. So, Marvell, it's not the same as a pure chip player or anything like that. It's the connectors, the copper, the silicon involved in these high-powered data centers. So again, I like Marvell, and my call is $95. So there we go for MRVL. Eli Lilly's also ripping. And now I forget what even the stock I said we were just going to look at.
CoreWeave,
CRWV, so good one, Neil. So we do have then, it's the 180-day lock. It's 180 days already for CoreWeave,
That's what I was like, wow,
okay, so the lockup period is now on. So what happens is any insider, if you get shares like yesterday, if you got shares on Bullish at $37 or whatever its price was there at the beginning, then you can't just dump them on the open market. You're going to have to wait. Some of those shares have provisions on them, so that's what those are. And now after 180 days, you can begin to sell some of your CoreWeave shares. So what happens is, with a few days heading into that lockup, you get some dumped action, right? And that's what's been happening here with CoreWeave. Nice move back up to the upside. Everyone thought it was sort of saved from that move, and now you're right back in. Sometimes, and I feel like this might be the case for CoreWeave again, it's a sell the rumor, buy the news, or the other way around. In this situation, we're selling it down there, knowing that today is lockup period. It might be a buy after the period has expired. So I would say keep CoreWeave on your radar. And me looking at this again, I would probably play it with options. I know they're going to be really expensive, but we don't know how far this is going to dump tomorrow if those shares actually come to market. What was the big company that's SoftBank? Oh, it was ARM. And I remember when ARM, we were talking the same way when ARM lockup happened, and it was a nothing burger, I remember.
The dump never.
Yeah, like SoftBank that owned like 95% of the shares or something of ARM, now ARM's older company. Yeah. I mean, it's not really, but whenever the 180 days, I'm going to have to do the math to find out when it was, but it didn't create a huge
It was mid-March.
Mid-March.
2024, sorry.
2024.
Mid-March 24.
Yeah, okay, so we got to go all the way back into here. But anyways, once it relieved that pressure, no, 2020, that's 21. Where are we here? That's December 20. How long ago? I'm confused about what our chart's even. This is 2025, 2024, March. So April, May, March. So into here somewhere. So there's the dump right there on April 12th. Maybe that could have been earnings. I don't know. But either way, when that lockup expired, it wasn't a huge event. And then
it was the earnings that I'm pretty.
Right. So then if it was March, man, I mean, look at all the way up here. By July, it was back to its all-time high again of 190 at the time. So yeah, ARM, great stock there. Don't be afraid of these lockups.
The good news was on that though. It set the good level to buy on that. That earnings dip gave you the April low buy this year. Because like the only thing I got in the April low, like most of like the dip buying I bought on the way down was literally at spring training in March. So like the April low, like I'm pretty sure like the only thing I got was some Tesla and then ARM, because I'm constantly like a dip buyer of this thing. But yeah, I remember the abject disappointment that day traders that thought this is gonna be so big. You're gonna come in, it's gonna trend down. I actually distinctly remember like Obi was talking about it. It's like this is gonna be it, and then it just didn't happen. But like it's not like you sit there trading it trying to short. There was just nothing to do. It was a complete nothing burger. I think there's no chance it doesn't move tomorrow. Just don't be married to the idea that it has to break down this 100. If it loses 100, okay, fine. That's an obvious flat bottom break if we lose $100 today. And the last couple of days have been like trend short, and just even when you think, because I didn't think it was going any further, started in the morning at like 16 short, and the last out I had was at 108, and it went it basically doubled that move. It just continues to fall 2 days in a row. Absolutely nasty. It's hard to do that. It's actually not even 2 days in a row, because you have to really count the aftermarket. Really, it's almost like an extra day up there. It's hard to do continuously, have that kind of selling in this type of a name. So yeah, that 100 level is going to be big. On a Friday as well, it's kind of hard to break through levels like this for sure. I see it wasn't the only IPO or recent IPO that's flushing. Circle wants double digits too. Circle also reported. Circle is also heading lower. I don't know off the top of my head when their lockup period is, but it can't be, obviously it came to market after CoreWeave, so maybe that's September, and that's what I was mixing up. Anyways, because for some reason I thought CoreWeave was in September, but maybe it was Circle. Circle has lost support at the 150. This one, if this bounces off, if this goes to $100, I think that's going to be a nice little bounce spot. 100 to 120 is sort of an obvious place to catch the bid. So I kind of hope we can get down there for a trade. Both these IPOs not looking very good. They're not bullish, and neither was Daily Chart's useless on bullish. This might break the low. A double bottom break would be 71, not 70 today on bullish, which is not an all-time low. This got to 68 yesterday. So it breaks a low today. It's not making an all-time low. And it's kind of sideways. Volume drying up there a little bit here on bullish. But the IPOs, they've been good for a few minutes, but after that, not so much. Like MyX today, which I don't know if I didn't hear about anybody in the midday trading this thing. I don't think anybody traded this. Maybe did anybody trade this IPO today? It wasn't as big. It wasn't as hyped up.
At least now it's
the Miami Exchange. It actually, it's caught a bit of a bid, not too bad, but it opened up at 31.65, and the first thing it did is dump $1. Shake everyone out, then try to go. Then it just started stair-stepping down until it finally capitulated at the low, and now it's doing sideways action on no volume. This is what we talk about if you want hype. And this is a good gateway. Heck, I use this gateway from time to time. Not all the time, but certainly it's a gateway on my keyboard that I've used. And really, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just where is the hype? Now, when you're a crypto play, when you're CoreWeave, that's an AI play, that's where we get all hyped up.
Where did IPO at? 32?
31.65 was.
Yeah, because wasn't it 23?
Well, the issue price. No, the issue was 23. So it's still successful.
Yeah.
Like the issue
No. But what I mean is like there was still some interest in it pre-open, right? Like the price bumped from 23 to 30. What did you say? 31.
31.
So. Yeah, I'm just
biggest
nervous.
buy and balance was like 500,000. Like at the absolute peak, the buy and balance was 500,000.
Right.
The buy and balance on bullish yesterday, I believe probably crossed the 500,000 mark at the first report we got. At like 8:30 in the morning, it was over 1 million shares.
Right.
And it was multiple millions of shares. It just kept getting larger and larger. So that's something you want to look for. Amazon, Amazon's dumping? No, stay up
What?
there, Amazon.
That's sacrilege.
Yeah, Amazon's curling? All right.
I like curling. We should do curling.
I know you like.
Yeah, we should get him.
I'm gonna get. I couldn't go curling. My neighbors are big time curlers, and their kids curl, and they were taking my daughter. Yeah. But last year I couldn't go because my physiotherapist. Probably a bad idea for me to be on the ice when I'm rehabbing an Achilles tear. That makes sense. But this year I'm gonna learn with them.
Yeah,
my wife did it. My daughter did it and loved it. Looks like it's fun. It's a good Canadian sport.
Best.
Plus, then I should get lessons from you and then show up all good.
Yeah.
I'll be like the best.
Today,
neighbor.
You'd be the best brother out there, right?
No, one of my other neighbors, like he's another brother in the neighborhood. He went out there. He was terrible.
He was? He
was so bad.
Well, curling is hard to do.
I'm watching. It's ridiculously hard to do.
You're literally throwing like a 44-pound rock.
It's heavy.
70 feet or whatever it is, and you're trying to get it into and these professionals. That's the thing about sports. I say this to my son. He's now golfing, right? And it's like, you watch it and you think, oh, these guys are hitting it straight, like no problem. I'm just gonna pick what club I'm gonna hit. And then you get out there and you realize that like this, you're not just picking up a club and hitting the ball, first of all, let alone straight, let alone far. It's the most frustrating. I think golf is the most frustrating sport, period. But
I agree.
A great one. I'm looking to go golf.
Because good athlete, because like it's more frustrating if you're an athlete that plays other sports. Because you think it's
want
like
to be competitive.
It's like, oh, I should be getting good at this.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, even when I used to golf, it's just like, why am I not improving? And I go to the range, and it's like the incremental improvements, and then you get your first like birdie, and let's just say it's a pretty good feeling. And then I'll never forget the first time I actually had an eagle putt.
Love Wii golf.
And the biggest choke job of my life. It was like the best tee shot. I will never in my life hit a tee shot that.
The hardest putts are like the 5-footers because they look so simple and they're so close, and then you just woof it. And it's like
I probably hit it like it was probably a 7-foot putt that I'm pretty sure I hit 2 feet, and then I had a 5-foot putt that I hit 10 to 12, and I just remember wanting to break the club at that moment. It's like. It wasn't even a bad hole. It was probably like it ended up probably like the second best hole of my round.
Yes, the thing is like you're not alone. That's the thing about golf.
But you guys were all good, man. We used to play skins and I wouldn't get any, but I get drunk. Someone just asked, why is Intel up? Because I don't know. We don't know why Intel is up.
Good answer, Neil.
No, we're speculating. I think it's pure speculation. The President of the United States literally said a few days ago that the Intel CEO, Lip Bhutan, is conflicted and should resign. There was a Fox.
Because President Trump knows.
There was a Fox report that was it's an old story because when he became CEO, that was something that was already talked about. This Fox report that morning, and I guess the president was just reacting to that. Then Lip Bhutan meets with him, and he has nothing but compliments for him and Intel. And then ever since then, Intel's just been only going up. So I think that's all it is. It's like every single day this has been stair-stepping to the upside. So the trend is your friend to the end when it bends, which it usually does on Intel, but it hasn't yet. I think it's going to right now, though. The futures are making a lower high. It just did a topping tail candle and is breaking this trend as we speak. Let's go to Adair.
Give me some down.
I just want to add there's another key detail with regards to why this came up at this point with Fox News and Trump, I guess, forwarding that on Truth Social. It's because Senator Tom Cotton, he's part of the Republican Party in the government. Tom Cotton, he came out and basically had, I guess, issued some concerns a day or so prior to that Fox News report about Lip Bhutan's connections. So the connections were old, but Tom Cotton bringing them back up, that was very fresh. And so that was being covered in Fox News at 7:34 a.m. that morning. At 7:39 a.m. the same day, Trump posted that on Truth Social. So yes, it is old news, but the context there as well is that it was already something that was trying to be brought back up again by the Republican government in the days prior. Back to you.
Palantir, go ahead. Yeah, I see. What's up, David? You're in the chat all the time.
Mr. Tretsiak,
your
core calls 99% loss overnight. Got to brush it off. That's what you got to do. Make the next one. Palantir puts up 23%, saves a day. Got to make the next trade. That's all you can do. You're going to win. You're going to lose. not everybody can be the Houston Astros and cheat their way to victory.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have your ups and you're gonna have your downs. You can't hit the walk-off home run and then not take off the jersey and hide the microphone.
What about if
Shout out to
Intel
the
was
Houston
the
cheaters.
stock that Warren Buffett's in there buying, or Berkshire?
That's it could
Strong
be.
American company, lots of history of dividends. I know the dividends aren't there now, potentially reinstating the dividends as well. My wife's sending me a picture right now. She just saw, this is not a good picture. Okay, I'll send it to you anyways. She said teal,
not bad.
she said she saw a teal Cybe. I don't even know where she is here. I don't know, why can't you send a better, this is in the rear view mirror there. So, okay, I don't know where that is, but there's a teal Cybertruck.
There's an undercover picture right there.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got her iPhone 16 Pro. We just picked her up yesterday. She really likes it. So far, so good on that one. And we joke about Joe. She's got the internet figured out on that already. So good one. Thanks, Marissa, for sending that through. But I saw this really amazing Cybertruck. It was like, I don't know if it was wrapped. I guess it was wrapped, not painted. But it was like, when you shine the light on it, it's like rainbowy colors. I don't know what you call that kind of stuff, but like a disc, kind of look like a disco ball. I don't know.
I know
it's
what
like, talk about bringing attention to yourself. But Intel, what about if Intel is that stock? I mean, it could be one of those things. I'll just say nice.
That's the fun speculation, because if it is Intel, but you said something which would be even more interesting if they reinstated the dividend.
Yeah, I mean, they had negative EPS last quarter.
The problem, that's the thing, like they haven't turned back to making money, and because this whole foundry thing it's a lot of investment being made, and you're supposed to be investing in building in the U.S. and fab in U.S. So it's difficult in that scenario to put the dividend back in. But at some point, looky Webull.
I think David's someone just said we missed Webull, but I'm happy about missing that.
We'll take that.
Stock upside there. We like upside stock there. Not like bullish today, trying to break through 70, but that Webull stock again, based on crypto, based on the talk of Solana, based on the fact that when you're banking with other, Fidelity or Schwab or a lot of these other places, they might not have access the same way that a Webull or a Robinhood or SOFI, I guess, has crypto access to those different plays. And the more you hear about Solana, Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that, the more people will look to say, what platform can I trade these, assets on? And seems like people are liking right now, the Weebulls of the world and the SoFis and the Robinhood. And then we had
I have a couple friends that love Webull. That's actually.
Do they? Okay.
There's a guy I used to play ball with who's he loves Webull.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. I was just saying about how you can now just trade on those little apps, and I was just joking about it, but that's true. I don't even, I bank with iTrade, which is not, nothing too crazy there, but their app kind of sucks, but I do everything just on my phone. So it would be nice if it was a little bit easier, and they don't have crypto able to buy it either. So I have to use a Coinbase or like you said, a
Coinbase
Webull.
is fine.
No, it's fine. But then you're not in the same ecosystem anymore, because if you want to hold crypto, you got to log out of that app, go into the next one, and first world problems for sure. But at the end of the day, you always want to do something that's easier. I feel like that's just the way it works. So.
I mean, you had Robinhood buying WonderFi.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. That was another good case too.
Yeah, what Robinhood? I mean, the WonderFi purchase makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a Canadian thing, obviously. So it's you guys in the U.S. It's not a big deal. But this consolidation. This is the future, as Sean was saying. This is kind of that future. Like I consider it's a dinosaur thing to have. Like my RSP, my TFSA in one place, and then I got to be in Coinbase somewhere else. Like you should want to be all in one, right? And I should want to transfer easily and be able to spend.
Do it all. It's like for tax purposes.
Yeah, he was talking about just making transfers.
Yep.
Like large money transfers between
Kevin
countries is saves a bunch of money. Although you do have to watch out for your soul when you do things like that. Or wear an Apple Watch, Sean.
Yeah, today we got something else on, but yeah, that guy's too.
But you went to the gym today, you didn't wear it.
Yeah, I did, I know, I didn't wear it, that's the thing. I took that going to hell thing pretty seriously, not really, but anyway, shout out to Kevin O'Leary. We'll have him back soon, I think, and he can tell us about more investments in the Alberta Basin there, or wherever he was. It's so funny, he was talking about how Alberta's the next big thing for data centers, and he says, I think I better tell everybody something. I just bought like 1,000 hectares in Alberta. I was like, okay, well, it's a good thing you disclosed that, I guess. All right, so shout out to Kevin. We'd like to have him back, of course, anytime. And maybe next time we do like a Q&A with him or something. I don't know. Get the people involved, right? They're always messaging and wants to get him on. So he's been on. I saw him on CNN the other day. So shout out to him. It's too bad that Kevin O'Leary had to take a step down from Trader TV Live and go over to like a CNBC and a CNN.
I mean, every now and then you've got to.
Every now and then you just got to do it. You got to do it, and you got to take a hit. So thanks for coming on our show. Maybe he'll come back at some point. Shout out to Mr. Kevin O'Leary.
They don't get to eat donuts live on that show, I promise you that.
Yeah.
Or have
you should have another one, by the way.
Beers on a Friday. Don't tempt me, because you know I would. But no, I want to make sure everyone gets to have one before I have seconds. I'm very polite like that. You got to make sure everybody has a chance to partake, and then once there is extra, then it's fair game. That's how I was raised.
And we don't. Oh, the donuts have been sold. Okay, that's good. At least sold on the open market. Are they in the lunchroom now? Because they're probably gone if they are.
Oh, if you put them in the lunchroom.
No, we
right
should.
there.
No, I was going to say we
Nice
should
try.
share. We should share them. I mean, whatever. I'll take them home to my kids, to be honest with you. Or you guys can behind us, Rob or Mark or anything, because.
Oh, they're not going to go to waste.
No. They're not getting thrown out.
Oh, Sadiq just asked a good question.
That's for sure.
What do we think about hymns?
Hims? I prefer hers, but the stock. Okay. Go ahead.
Don't we both? So here's the thing. I know the last time, I'm just going to repeat myself from the last time. I think this is headed to $40. Hims had been absorbing bad news, and the dip was getting bought, right? So the first Novo bad news, and it got bought up. Then they had a dip on earnings, and it tried to bounce. And it just recently, a couple of days ago, lost 50 and lost this trend line from the April low. And since then, it hasn't really been able to get out of its way. Look at that, stair step down. Maybe even tomorrow, look for, we'll see where it closes, 47, maybe a 48 area short, as you just have a continuation play. So that's really the thought on Hims. You look at the opportunity to have been able to buy like an Eli Lilly, which holds platform and kind of bounces. You have to wait for somewhere that looks good on Hims. I think that'll be closer to the 40 level, and that'll be a big test for it at that 200 period, which, let me zoom out so this will fill in. And you can see the last time it bounced off the 200 period, there was a lot of accumulation down there, so sometimes you get gravity that pulls you toward a liquidity replenishment point, for lack of a better term. So those are my thoughts on Hims. I think that's where we're headed. Looking at this, probably should have been short that every single day this week when I look at that chart. But there's always something else that you can be looking at for sure. Why Winston? Explain this to me in the chat. SJD News 1791 Winston.
Maybe there's another guy in the chat named Winston. He's just giving a thumbs up to him.
Oh, it's this Winston. Ah, there it is. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. And I don't see the ad, and I'm like, what's going on here? I thought you were, for a second, I'm like, what did Jameis Winston do now?
ERT for New York Giants, Jameis Winston, trying to battle Jackson Dart.
A bold prediction. Jameis Winston starts at least 2 games this year. That's my call.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson ain't starting the whole
probably.
year.
And I think they'll go to Jackson Dart at some point. But these young quarterbacks, they come with so much hype, and then they get on the field, and sometimes they do not perform that well.
Put some crab legs in front of that dude, and he'll throw for 300.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. He actually throws for 300 regardless. It's the six picks, 300 yards, six interceptions, 2 touchdowns. All right, so
funniest guy in the NFL.
Yeah,
easily.
This kind of looks funny to me, Weibo, because it's not moving that fast, but yet there's like a lot of liquidity on both sides of this thing. So I think we might have made a top there at 1580 right now as we try to figure out and battle with this stock. So for me, this is looking more like a short than anything else right now for Webull. So if anybody's looking at that 1580, I think this is a short back to 1550. So put that on. I don't mind that kind of a trade. The market's trying to bounce here, so we're just getting lighter on our TQ's position. I mean, I was thinking about getting some more out right there. Someone asked in the chat earlier, how low do you think we can go on the Qs? And I was just thinking, like, again, it's a warm August afternoon, and it's just like we're not going to be getting an increased amount of volume unless some sort of a news story hits right now. There's not major earnings tonight. The biggest name, we have AMAT maybe that we can look at, but trading something into earnings is dangerous. So I don't, probably won't look at AMAT, and even if we did, it's upside. So you want to look at a name that potentially could move into the close. So a name like Tesla's up at VWAP right now. looking to take that out. I think a 335 break right there for Tesla would make a little bit of sense. Taking out VWAP and then clearing through that top. And then you could use maybe the 50 period, but that's still 334, so it's like $1 worth of risk. The stock really hasn't even moved $1. Maybe it's moved $1 off that break. That was at 240, so actually that's not too long ago, but a half hour ago it had that nice move, so that could be something. But it's also just stopping there at VWAP, so maybe not a trade. Oh, let me check in on this.
Intel might be breaking down.
I think that's what I was going to say. I think Intel might be something because...
I just covered it. I think it's breaking down a little bit here.
Were you short or long on that?
No, I was long. I just got out right now because it broke the higher trend. The all-day trend is intact, but it just broke this not well-drawn trend line here. So it looks like it might be headed back into the downside. AMD keeps bouncing. By the way, I might get out of AMD as well. There it is. I was about to say AMD is going to trail me out because it just bounced off 100. 180 has been a bit of a problem for the SOC. Every time we've been short this thing, it just keeps on bouncing off 180 here. Kind of lost it early, and I was in the short, and it bounced back through 180. I was like, I'm gonna get cute here, and I'm gonna add to the short as it breaks back down through 180, and then, I don't know, I left another order out there and then got stopped out when it broke out that top. So a little too aggressive there on AMD, and then since then it's been pretty good, but can't seem to break 180. I'm now out and flat. We have 45 minutes to go. Let us know what else you wanna look at. I might try to jump short on this Intel though. I think it's topped out.
I was just gonna, I mean, you asked them to look at what would they want to look at, so I have the answer. I mean, it's Robinhood, it's CoreWeave, we can look at Circle for you guys, SoundHound.
SoundHound.
Isn't that what that is? Yeah, SoundHound right now flat. $16 is nice. That breakout was 13.
When did they report?
So we can definitely look. They've already reported.
It was recent. It was like
it was 2 weeks ago. So SoundHound or last week, but SoundHound reported, and there it is, moving around a little bit. SOFI here. Let's pause this. Pause. Okay. Intel, Open Door, Rigetti, CoreWeave. So it's all the same names there, BMNR. Let's have a quick look here. I'll reload that. So you guys got to type in $, stock. And then as soon as you get that, then you'll be able to get it going there as well. Okay, I said there was a stock on there that I wanted to look at. It was on now. Was BMNR. All right, so BMNR, just looked at that list again just to make sure that we got it. Again, this is on the NYSE American Exchange, so .AM right there. It looks like it doesn't want to do anything right now, just a pretty flat trade, waiting for Tom Lee to pump its tires again. So at any point, that could be coming through. Bitcoin's went for a nice little run today to the downside. It broke through one. Wow, that's actually a decent move, man, because it was up to 124.5 overnight for Bitcoin, and now it's all the way down to 118.
That's one heck of a rejection.
Yeah, nice move to the downside and a rejection there on Bitcoin. This is what it looks like here for the coin itself. And I was just using TradingView, so I got to get rid of that. But there's the move up to 124 and the fade right back in. And it is holding these levels. We talked about this earlier. That initial move on the PPI, and maybe we can let's do a 3-minute chart or so, just get a little bit of a better look on this, and then we'll zoom in. So there was the move right away at 9 a.m., or sorry, I guess it would have been 8:30 when the number happened. We retraced it all the way back to basically 120 again before falling back, and it seems like it still wants to respect those levels. That very bottom is 117.1. So, I don't know, we're getting back into those levels again on BTC where we're looking for it to hold, and it may not do that. So watch out for crypto heading a little bit lower. Ethereum, I think, is the same sort of a story here. We'll go over to that on Ethereum on Coinbase. Better than Bitcoin today, I guess, as a percentage, but you still hit that 4,800, sort of barcodes a little bit up here, eventually breaks a little lower. And as some of these air comes out of the market in general, I do feel like crypto will fall with it. We did have a bigger move today as well in Ripple. Let me just refresh this. This is CoinGecko. Maybe I should use, what was the one, Coin Market Cap or something was the one that Bullish owns? There's Bitcoin there, 1.4% on the week. Ethereum was at 29%, but this is a rolling 7 days, so some of that comes off there as well. So we can have a quick look at what that's doing. Now you got Ripple only up 1% as that's pulled back as well. There's been some nice pullbacks. I bought some more Solana yesterday at $2, so now it's at 193. Other than that, man, yeah, CoinDesk. Dogecoin, 22 cents. I think got to 24, 25. And Cardano almost touched $1. That's still holding pretty good, up 19% on the week there for Cardano. So yeah, the cryptos are still holding out pretty good. I think it's kind of a long game at this point. If you believe in it, you probably want to try to buy some dips.
But what about Fartcoin?
I don't know. I've talked to Michael about Fartcoin.
Control
Fartcoin
F.
was about $1, I think it was.
I'm not even. What? It's not even here?
It is there. I've seen Fartcoin on here before.
Well, I just.
Oh no! Well, it's not going to be a top. No.
Well, I don't know how far the list goes down. Oh,
just search at the top. There's a search thing. There's a search button.
I thought it would be on this page.
Oh,
so
no.
that's the thing.
It is.
I didn't know if it was a top whatever.
There,
but apparently it's not. I can't even spell.
There, I saw it. There it is. Yeah, $1.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah. Get your Fartcoins.
Not very good. Well, if you liked it at never. You know what? I'm not even gonna make that joke because what's the point? You know these things and how they run, and you know get in while the getting is good, and get the heck out of Dodge. The only things I want to hold are Bitcoin, a little bit of ETH. I have some other stuff in my Coinbase account, but I don't think I've got some Solana in there, but I don't think it's not enough that it actually ends up mattering to me.
CoreWeave's at $100.
I cannot believe how bad this is.
Do I have to short? Do I have to pay for shorts?
Yeah.
You do? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I better go in there. I got.
Yeah, this could. Wow.
Did you already pay for it? If you did, you should go over and look at it.
Oh, I did. I'm mad that we didn't hold this all day. This is going to be a breakdown. I thought this was going to be a tomorrow thing, but CoreWeave, it just cannot seem to hold. So remember, the lockup expiration is midnight tonight, which effectively, that means the lockup is tomorrow, right? The open market could see some selling. It seems like they're just getting ahead of everything at this point. So we'll see what happens. I mean, look, it might break, it might not break. You never really know. There's no guarantees. But it looks like it just got to 101.
What?
And it seems like it wants to break down.
How much did you pay for your shares?
No, that's not. No, you know what?
I have to
just reject it and try again, because this has been happening specifically on CoreWeave, where we'll get a quote for a high price.
It just showed me $63 for 100 shares.
This was happening yesterday, and then you ask again, and it's a better price.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
I think I paid.
What, like
6?
no more than 8 cents? Normally
6.5?
8 cents is a lot. So if you're going to pay $63 for 100 shares, it's not like it's an unbelievable amount. It's just for what we normally pay, that's crazy. Like you don't. Yeah. That means for CoreWeave to break 100, I need it to at least make let's say 70 cents to cover everything, which I think it's gonna happen. I just don't want to pay that ahead of time, because then if you lose on the trade, anyways, I don't want to talk about losing on the trade, but that's too expensive for me. So I'm going to retry that, and we just have a system here at Real Trading where we can do that. We could just go in there and buy some CoreWeave shares and see how much it does cost for 100 shares. I wish I could show you, but then it outs like my account name and all that kind of stuff, so I don't necessarily want to show you all of those details. There it is, yeah. So it's now only 6. I got it now, so I'm gonna hit accept.
You can just do it's 6.8 you should get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we paid.
Yeah, so I'll get that. So
it's
right
weird.
now.
I don't know why it's been doing.
No, but that makes sense. It's 10 times.
Oh, it's probably a mistake.
Yeah. And I didn't put 1,000 shares. I only put 100 shares.
So by the way, if you're at Real Trading, if you see a price you don't like, you don't pay for the short. It's very simple. You're not obligated to do it. And if you pay for the short, it doesn't mean you have to use it. That's another big thing. It's a sunk cost. Once you paid for the locates, that's just it. If a short setup doesn't happen, you're better off not shorting it. Don't force it just because you happen to pay whatever small amount for the locates.
CoreWeave is down right now from here. Let's use this. The
ruler.
Is it, which one's the ruler? Oh, that's Fibonacci. Okay. So if we go here, wow, the math is, I don't need this stupid thing. So it's down 40%. So it's down 40% now in 3 days. So yeah, not good here for CoreWeave as it makes that move down. But again, from the top, I wish we had anchored VWAP on our charts, which maybe we could get that on there. Actually, we should put a ticket in for that. I don't think anchored VWAP is that hard to make.
No, I don't think so.
But anyways, from the top, this can't be right. From the top to the bottom right now, that's only showing, unfortunately, so this doesn't even work. That's only showing 40% of a move down from 185 into 100. But anyways, at the end of the day, it's a nice move back in right there for CoreWeave. Capturing all this would have been great, but hard to do anyways. CoreWeave right now with lockup happening tomorrow. There it goes, huge move down. Looks like it wants to break 100. I am gonna take that $100 break. Hopefully it happens here on the show. We only have 25 minutes left before imbalances come out. And this is a Nasdaq name. So at 350, these imbalances will come through. But it just had a real nice move. It was trying to go, and then bang. So someone's getting ahead of this. Again, don't know who, don't know what. But CoreWeave coming out today tonight at midnight is when you'll be able to get in there and start to release all those shares. So whether or not it happens on Blue Ocean or Moon or something like that, I'm not sure if this is even an eligible symbol for those. Here, I can try it out.
I can find out. You just
type in CRWV.
Should have entitlements.
Yeah, Blue. So it is here. So it is available here on Blue Ocean. There's no quote now, but watch out for that if you are trading after hours. You could get a move on CoreWeave.
5's on the offer. You see that?
Yeah, there it is. There, 101.
But it's SSR, so that could be trying to hit the bid.
They're trying to push this down. I can go short right now with that being there. So right there, 140,000 shares. So in order for this to go up, someone has to push the buy button on an order that's $10 million. So, or more than that, $100 times 140,000. Yeah, that's a big order. That's going to have to go.
Huge order.
To go through there, and it's not spoofing. And what spoofing means is that you show. I should have just punched short there. But what spoofing? Maybe you still could. What that would mean is that you're there and then you're not there. You're gone. You're just trying to like influence the market. Completely illegal. So you have to watch out for that. But that was on. That is way too close to be spoofing, because if you're trying to fake this out, like right now.
You don't want that fill if you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't want that fill, you don't want it at that
101
price.
times.
Let's put it that way.
$140,000.
Because if somebody is willing to buy that much and you don't actually want the shares,
right. It is
and you try to
$14
get out right away, good luck.
Yeah. So that is a $14 million order right there. So it is easy. There are accounts that can take that out, and here it goes. Let's see if they try it again right here on CoreWeave. 101 and change. It's not even coming close to hitting it. All of these prints that are going through, see how they're all blues? All of those are in between the bid and the ask. So the ask right now is 99 and the bid is 92. So most of the trades going on through dark pools that you can't even see right now. 98, 95, 94, 95, 94s, half prints and all that. So this is what happens in the market. Stuff that, traders have to deal with every day is all this sort of back and forth nonsense. But what I'm looking for now is that size to follow it down. So you see how it's right here? So if this trader gets excited to dump these shares, what could happen is they move it down. They're gone now, by the way. So I think they didn't just execute.
What's your depth of book? Is it still? I don't see it.
I don't see it either. So Nasdaq, unless it's too far away, but let's just wait to see if it pops back up. There it is. Okay. Oh, do I only have 5 as depth of book
I have
right now?
I have mine set to 20.
So Nasdaq here, total, I only have it set to 10. Let me go. Oh yeah, you can go higher and higher and higher. Okay, I'll go to 19. I didn't realize how deep you can get. So what Neil and I are talking about is you can see the different levels. So there's one level of ARCA. So as it goes all the way down, there's Nasdaq, 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 and I don't see it there at 101. Maybe the Nasdaq book for some
maybe
reason
it's the max
only,
is 10.
It looks like the max is 5.
It lets you set a higher number, but maybe whatever. It doesn't. The reason you want to see that depth of book sometimes is to be able to tell if a big level, like if you were shorting off of that, it's gone now.
Is it? Okay.
It's now gone. Yeah. So anyways, that order is now gone on CoreWeave. So we'll have to wait for it to break 100. It was still there. I didn't see it actually get filled at all. So I wish I looked away for a split second. I'm going to assume it didn't get filled and maybe they just pulled. There's no corresponding volume spike there. Like if it got filled, you'd see a big volume spike. So I'm going to guess it didn't actually get filled and they just pulled. Oh, they're back. They walked it down.
Oh, it's back there now? Oh, I'm not even on it. I went over to the futures.
Shoot, what price was that? Shoot, it flashed for like 2 seconds.
Oh,
it's not there anymore. Someone's
maybe it's 75, but there it is, man. I mean, at least you guys are able to see what Neil and I are talking about. That's the whole idea. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Wow, Neil, what do we do right there? That size disappeared, faked us out. I wonder if they just executed against it right there. Let me see what the volume is in the last little while there.
There isn't a big enough volume spike for
no, 70,000. No, there's nothing here.
If they get filled, you'll see it in the tape. It'll be obvious.
Yeah, I mean, this print right there is 230,000, so we at least need something halfway. I mean, that was 150. It could have done it, but I don't know if it did. So we'll have to wait to see. But now CoreWeave is now down 40 cents.
I don't see it there anymore, though. That's the problem.
And these guys are working in the back there, boy. Got that little wrench going on over there. There we go. Measuring.
Hard at work. Where's Randy?
Where's Randy? There's nothing to supervise here. He has to leave. You know, that guy. Yeah, exactly. No, these guys are just working here. I heard you're going to China. Wow, good. Yeah, Mark's going there to get trained up on some new technology.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're
never been to China.
We're going to miss him. That's next week. For how long? 2 weeks, I guess? 1 week. Well, that's a long flight for 1 week. Okay, well, travel well if I don't see you. Yeah, he's going there to get trained up so that, we don't have, sometimes we come in here and we don't have audio, we don't have visual and all that kind of stuff. That's when Mark's probably not here that day because he probably would have fixed it by then. So, yeah, we're going to go there and learn about, we have a lot of cool things going to be here on the studio and on the floor. And as you heard Nimit say, everything looks completely different than the last time. This floor behind us used to house like 40 traders or like the desks that were there and used to go deep that way.
Yeah,
the whole floor
was insane.
Before the show, this was just a huge trading floor. And now there's only 4 desks here. Well, 4 trading desks. There's, other production things happening.
How is Intel still going up? That's silly.
Yeah, I think we've been asking that question for years.
No, that would have been bad to have shorted that. Open Door failed $3 again.
CoreWeave is still at 101. It's doing a lot of volume.
It's, you know what?
I think the guy's getting expired.
Yeah,
right now.
I think what's happening is on CoreWeave, they're just, like now it's a smaller number. They're getting filled. Like that just got like 30,000 went off in the dark. Maybe whomever is trying to sell the shares actually wised up and realized there are other ways than just sitting on the Nasdaq book for the whole lot.
Yeah, they just got hit. I think they're done.
I think
they could run now. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, there it goes.
I think they're done.
Yeah. So I think right now I just saw it. Neil was talking. They went down to $100.75. So I think they're coming every quarter there, and it got ran. Someone hit it. You could see it going. I could have punched long. Probably should have. There it is, right back in again. So see what they're doing. They're crossing down to get these fills. The average volume on this thing must be well exceeded right now. 34 million right here on CoreWeave today. Oh, by the way, what's been happening here is a downside push. So the TQs, we're just getting some more out on VWAP. Someone posted in the chat, like, what a sideways market it's been here. And yeah, agreed fully. I mean, there's nothing happening right now in this market. So that's why we go over to Intel, we go over to CoreWeave. We look for some stock that may have some interest to it. And we looked at, almost said blush again, bullish right there. So that's not really doing anything either, although what a bounce, man. When we came on the air at $71 there at 2 o'clock, I was like, well, that's the same low that we already made right there. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. A great move. Should have had that. I feel like that's the one trade that was a little easier because it did give us that bottom.
Bullish?
And because it went right into the level again. So we could have, but you buy 71.25s there, you give it $1.25. If it breaks 70, you get out. I mean, right there, that's $5, $4.50 to the upside on nothing. You didn't have to do anything on that one, just kind of wait for the closing price. And then we also do have right now 181 coming in from Palantir. Again, that stock's not really doing a whole heck of a lot either right now. But yeah, so that's it. We'll have to wait to see what's going on with PLTR and the rest of them. Affirm, Amazon, Apple maybe moving around. AMD the last couple of days were moving. These are all the names that you guys put on your list. Open Door was another one that we wanted to look at. So that that does break $3 on us. So again, I said give it up to 305. That's pretty much the way it went. So you might have got short, you might have got stopped out there, but a nice move back in for that. So it looks like this might want to work itself out as well here. That is Open Door.
We don't have Rigetti shorts? Oh, no.
Mom Spaghetti?
Oh, I should know this because I paid for them yesterday, so I should know that they're not free. Rigetti did the same thing. Here, I'll show you guys while I am quickly or as slowly as possible getting locates for myself. Rigetti yesterday, buy program into the $18 area and then rejected it and came back down. It was much more violent to the upside yesterday than today. There you go, I zoomed in too far. Now it seems like it's breaking trend. Ooh, look at that, 0.00026 cents per share for Rigetti. And then I have to confirm that I want them just in case. They're like, are you sure you would like to buy these locates? Yes, I would. I am sure.
Tell it no, you're not sure.
No. Oh, but the number of times that look, it makes sense. I have oftentimes, it doesn't happen a lot, but there's a few times where like Obi will ask for like locates on something. I'll go in, give myself the locates.
I've applied it to the wrong people.
Yeah, or, well, actually, I've done the opposite is the worst. It's like I'll go for locates for myself, and then I'll accidentally like give it to Obi or whoever's like next on the list next to me in the drop down. And I'm like, well, good thing you wanted those anyways. Thank goodness you like trading that stock and you were going to get them. But so Rigetti looks like it is doing similar to what it did yesterday, which is breakdown, as I said, much more violent. A little bit of a trend break from the point. Like I draw the trend line. Like yesterday, I drew the trend line as the buy program started, in my estimation. This is when it started. So I think it started here, and this is the only connection that it had. There's it breaking the trend. This is the short. The prior bar is 1790 something. So in the 1790 range, ideally, yeah, I might take a little bit more. See if we can. Forget about VWAP. It didn't get to VWAP yesterday. Yesterday, it pulled back into the prior high. So now the prior high is 1735 to 1740, which is less of a move, which makes sense to me because it's yesterday's trade. CoreWeave is going to break 100 in a few cents.
It is?
It's it's there now.
Okay, so I'm going to be sitting here for this trade, so let's just see what winds up happening. We'll put in like maybe half a unit or something. I don't think that this is anything that's, I just don't want, the day hasn't been moving that much. We're looking for some opportunity, so we'll take this and see what winds up happening right here. We saw it once we broke through that 101. The highest we got to was like 101.50 or so. So I think that you're going to have to give this probably $1.50. That'll probably be my stop zone in and around there on the break. Hopefully we get it. I'm only crossed to 80 cents. So I don't know, man. We'll see if 80 cents hits or not right now, but that's what I'm waiting for here. So we'll see if we do get a move back in, just setting up, making sure my order is set up. You saw yesterday, Joe, I guess, made a keystroke error and didn't have his order set correctly. So we're just going to make sure that we do have it.
Double check.
Yeah, just double checking. That's what we're just doing right now. So here it comes down. Remember, it's SSR. So what that means is it's short sale restricted. So, I'm not going to be able to punch the ask.
You have to hope to, you just hope to get swept up.
Yes.
Essentially,
yes.
is the way to think about it. As the level breaks, you're going to throw an offer out there, and you're going to hope that as it's breaking, somebody hits a buy key in that moment. And if they do, you get short. If they don't, you're not going to get, you can't.
Is there another CoreWeave? You know what, doesn't matter, because if there was a double, it would be worse, right? It would still be SSR.
I think there's probably rules as to how long you have to be in the market before you get a leveraged product, or because you have to get options. But there'd be options already. There's options on CoreWeave, so I don't know. You know what? I don't know the
just
answer.
shorting it at 101? It just went back up there to 101. We could have,
not sure,
for sure done that.
Well, one thing you can also do if you're looking at a move like this is pull up a really low time frame chart as it's breaking, say like a 3-second or a 2-second or a 5-second. You can do that with eSignal. For free, 1 month still free over at eSignal, just for everybody here. It's not something they usually do, but they've been doing it for a while for all of our viewers and anyone wanting to check them out. It's a great platform. You can execute your trades automatically through multiple brokers, up to 50 brokers. It's customizable. It allows you to backtest your strategies. It allows you to try new things, and it's reliable data. If the market is open and quotes are flowing and you have an internet connection, then you'll be fine. You also have the net order imbalance, right? So you can check out the level 2. I happen to have CoreWeave up right now, so you can see the spread. You could trade off of this. This is an example of that 5-second chart if you happen to be into that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. The imbalances will come in there, although next time I log out, I've now got the entitlement. I didn't have it before. You see it's like not available. I realized I need that entitlement. So next time I log in, I now have it because we just added that. So check out eSignal. It's a great platform. Scan that QR code. Check the link in the description. And you can also look for market screeners too. That's good, especially on a day where the market is slow in the afternoon. It's a good time to make sure you're trading what's moving. For us, CoreWeave at 100 is low-hanging fruit. It's obvious. It's down 15%, and it's doing things. So we want to be involved in that one. What else we got going on here? Anything else? Oh, there is one. Caleb says CWVX.
Yeah, it's CWG.
It's no guarantee that we have it though. Like that's the thing.
No, but it doesn't matter anymore. I've decided it doesn't matter. Because it would also be SSR.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, I was only looking for something that, like, how could we short it? So I'm sitting here at 101.
If it's dual listed in Canada, it's not, so it doesn't really matter. But, like, that's one thing that actually is an advantage.
The volume wouldn't be there, I don't think.
No. Well, if it is, that's an advantage for us because here at Real Trading, if you're at Real Trading, if you want to short something, and it's dual listed and you don't want to pay for locates, there's a good chance that almost everything, if it's in the market in Canada, we got locates pretty much across the board. So that's a good example. But there's so few dual listed names straight up, and most of the time they're all going to be, they're going to be free anyways. Anything that's dual listed, but that is an advantage. Oh, the trend line broke. We got in. Yesterday it was good on Rigetti. Today it's not. All right, we're at 100 again, so I have to go back over to CoreWeave. But that broke the prior bar, so I jumped out of it. And CoreWeave still trying to break 100. It just got to 106 cents. And another bounce here off the $100 level. Wild that this thing refuses to break down. You'd almost rather it break today than tomorrow because that $100 barrier usually tougher to crack with any gusto on a Friday. We'll see, though. We got time.
Yeah, there's not much going on.
Oh, we don't have that much time. It's 3:40.
Right, so 340. I'm sitting here near 101. I'm just going to use that 101.50 as our out just in case it does come back up. And, you know, again, not going to use that many shares just to see if it does. Because since we've been sitting here, it has gone to 101 a couple times. So that might be a good way of getting some short just in case I miss the punch on the way down. So I'm going to sit there and take it. I'm at $100.85. Maybe that comes in for CoreWeave. So we'll move off of this and talk about something else right now. We had big earnings today, you know, from Deere. So they came, oops, that's a Nasdaq name. John Deere came out today, gave us not a great report and a negative look there. Oops. Update, there it is. Okay, well, it's battling back a little bit right now, John Deere. So nice move to the downside early. Has basically done nothing all day except for climb. It's above VWAP, so maybe the lows are now in. Banging off. We talked about that earlier today. I hope some of you took advantage of that play. There it is right now, making those moves into 470, which is, of course, your 200-period moving average. We indicated that that would have been a good dip buy opportunity, and sure it was right there live. Today, what a good opportunity to pick up some Deere down there near that price of 470. So again, a good little look there if you're able to grab it on John Deere. Good move. Tapestry again, TPR is the symbol on Tapestry. So they were getting, I don't know, it's like my charts are taking a minute to update. Still down 15% and not doing too much with that earnings play there today as well. And then we got the negative PPI. We got a better jobless number last week, but the PPI today sent the Nasdaq reeling off the open. But or 830, but off the open, we sort of got going, made new highs. In the Nasdaq, 24,000 right there by the time 10 o'clock hit. And then when that number nailed, I mean, I don't know. I think there's muscle memory here, like 24,000. That's exactly the high, and then it gets faded back down again. So, yeah, tomorrow I won't be here. Obi will be here. So shout out to Obi. Thanks for covering. But watch out for that 24,000 break. I don't know why it turned around there today, but if they recover from that number, the PPI, and they like it, then yeah, that probably breaks there tomorrow. Right now, we're just having a little bit of a ways trying to figure that all out. Was that a call for Adara, by the way? It was. So let's go find out why.
Keep an eye here on Roblox. I'm seeing a report. Apparently, the Louisiana Attorney General is filing a child protection lawsuit against the company. RBLX actually dropping lower here right now, kind of picking back up. But there's a wick to the downside, as you can see, as we get reports that apparently Louisiana Attorney General filing a child protection lawsuit against RBLX. Back to you.
All right.
Not the first salvo, I guess.
Is it doing anything?
There was...
Intel breaking news.
Intel again. Adara.
Yeah, apparently, I'm just hearing this in my ear right now. I guess the U.S. and the Trump administration are in talks for the Trump administration to take a stake, the U.S. to take a stake in Intel. So the U.S. government could potentially take a stake in Intel. These are just reports. This follows a meeting between Lip-Bu-Tan, the CEO, and Donald Trump and his cabinet. We know during the Truth Social post that Trump posted after this meeting, he said that Lip-Bu-Tan and he and his cabinet would be in touch, apparently potentially for a deal here for the U.S. government to take a stake in the company. Back to you.
I mean, I just want to refresh back to Monday where I said this is what's going to happen. I mean, I didn't think they'd take a stake, but you knew with him going to the White House that something was going to happen. So there it goes.
Ensuring they get the fund. Like, first of all, they didn't get all the funds from the CHIPS Act. Like, a lot of that money never even, like Micron, a lot of the companies didn't get all those funds. Like, it would make more sense if all that got rolled out to them, other than taking a stake. I'm a little skeptical. Like, again, like the story is a story, but that's one of those, taking a stake in Intel, this is not General Motors at all. That said, and the bottom's been in on Intel underneath that $20 level. So I guess they should have done. They should have. Why didn't they say this when it was at 19 for everybody? But it's been an upward trend. There's no question about it here for INTC. All right, and simultaneously, of course, CoreWeave waits for the moment that something else is going on to break $100. It's now at 3 cents. This is going to go.
It did break? No.
No, it's at it's on the bid right now.
Yeah, okay.
CoreWeave's on the bid, but Intel's still flying.
Big bid.
I'm a little skeptical at how real that'll end up being. I don't know if I want to punch long up here, because remember, 25 is that top that's been trouble for this stock.
All right, here's CoreWeave, man. We crossed down to 99.80. It's not going to be enough, but the thing is, it needs to go back and forth a little bit for me to get filled. You saw yesterday at this, a little bit earlier than this, about 3:30, we nailed bullish to the short side once it broke 80, and then went all the way to 70. So we were able to get short that, and that was also SSR, I believe, at the time when we hit it, because it had to go back and forth a little bit. So here we go now. And again, that's a monster order that needs to kill this, because this is just what's posted. All right, bye-bye. Once you see this on the bid, I don't want to say for sure.
If it wasn't SSR, it would already be gone.
There it goes. All right, so we missed the short. So now we have to wait for this to bounce back up. So we're sitting at 85. So there's the short. I don't know if you
need an uptick.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I mean. So hopefully this can rip back up and fill us right now. But there goes CoreWeave to the downside. I don't have that downside red, but I have this. So now we see CoreWeave down 16% and getting a little lower now. As okay, here we go. Maybe I get filled right now. That's me at 80. That's me at 80. Oh no, I was just a level 1. I'm still the level 1. No, now it's 76. There it is. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there. It almost picked me up.
Nobody wants to buy this thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, darn it. Well, they did. I got to 76s.
Yeah, if you had it under 70, you got filled.
Yep. So unfortunately, I didn't have that there. I had 80s, but all right. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. You know, we could get into it right there. It is. Okay, now we're in. All right. So this is fine. Comfortable position, no problem. We got the shares that we want. We'll put in our stop right now at 101.51. If it does break that, we will get out. Very, very comfortable with this trade. I'm into CoreWeave right now. I see that Neil tried to scalp me. Very smart move, Neil, as you got 2 cents better. So right now, we're going to wait to see what happens. We're going to go to 99.20s, put a bid there, see if we get that fill. Willing to hold this up to 101.50. Obviously, there's a little bit of a relief rally there because it didn't make that huge move down. So now we'll just wait to see if the sellers come back in. They're not looking
I'm only giving it to 101 because that's where the big seller was the first time.
Yep, that makes sense too. So here comes right back upside right now. We're going to give it a second to see if it does go back up to the upside right now. And you just mentioned so remember, we only have a quarter of a point. Go ahead, because
there's only like 4 minutes left till the imbalances come back in. But I don't know, man. I kind of felt like Intel was going to sell on that and not continue. But yeah, probably if we break 101 on CoreWeave, then I took the wrong trade. Because my gut was like, how likely is... I know you're supposed to trust everything that comes from administration. If they say buy something, buy it. But that just felt like don't chase the move on Intel because it was at resistance and you're seeing it pull back. So we'll slap to fail. Yeah, slap to fail. My first gut was like, you should short that move. The stock was already up a bunch too. So is what it is. But we'll see. Tomorrow you'll probably have a bunch of volume on Intel. Remember when there was the rumor that Broadcom, was it Broadcom? Would buy Intel.
Yes, Broadcom.
And Intel went flying. And it was like a big update on Intel. The next day was a great short on Intel. Great short. Maybe we'll see something like that tomorrow if there's no confirmation or anything like that.
I'm pretty sure this is going to get confirmed.
Well, that's what I want to see. If it's confirmed, great.
Big story.
That's great. I mean, I still have some of this crap in my account.
I still have it all. So I don't know. I'm long in 19 and change.
This crap.
Well, yeah, that is what it is. I mean, I'm not even correcting you when you're saying that because there's nothing to correct. It's been a hot pile of garbage for 25 years.
I say that for things like Mullen, though. There's a difference between.
Oh, but I mean, the thing is like AMD come over the level.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like you're right about it.
But it's not a scam. There's a difference between a bad stock and a scam company.
Or I mean, Intel is a legitimate.
Yeah, it's at least a business company.
Well,
look what Mullen is like. That's those things are in a different category.
They haven't diluted their shares. They haven't done anything. All right, so now we're in the money on CoreWeave. It's back down inside $100 right now. So we'll let CoreWeave just go here. But Intel shares are trading higher following a Bloomberg report right now. So if you're just joining us for the first time today, thank you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Intel shares are trading higher following a Bloomberg report suggesting that the Trump administration is said to be discussing taking a stake in the company, of course, to help give them the financial whereabouts to start producing more onshore. So, yeah, right now Intel is flying around with tons of volume, and you can see that the volume profile, or that volume profile is an actual thing to look at, but you know, it's really picked up over the last couple minutes here on that news. So that's how you can see that it is I would think, a real story. The fact that it really hasn't faded back out yet right now leads me to believe that, yeah, this is going to be a great trade. I'm not here tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's going to be a great trade, but definitely something to look at tomorrow for Intel. And even right now, it's just if you're trading this right now, look what it's been doing since that report as we zoom in a little bit. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, not really giving too much of a trade. Even if you take this break of 23.90, that's a spike. I think you want to wait for it to break the high right there, 24.20. To To me, that's where the trade is on Intel. All right, we might as well just get out. We have Palantir and the Qs. We've been covering all of this. They're very, very light positions at this point. I'm going to cover it. We do have CoreWeave short.
Imbalances in less than a minute.
That's why. So we have less than 1 minute now until those market and close imbalance datas. So I'm going to get out of the TQs. There it is. So now we are flat on that one. That's a winner. So we'll hit the yes for that. Palantir, we have such a small position that we're not too worried about it. But if it breaks 182.50, we can get out of Palantir, and then we'll watch CoreWeave as that's starting to go back in a little bit.
Yeah, and by the way, if there had been something on the early look, I'd let you know. There wasn't a single symbol in the entire imbalance locator over 1 million shares on the early look imbalances. So this might end up being a nothing burger. I suspect on a Friday we'll see bigger numbers tomorrow, but there was nothing standing out. With about 10 seconds to go, Intel, we'll see if we can get back to 24. Maybe that'll have an imbalance. You never really know. We'll let you guys know in about 4 or 5 seconds here if there's anything exciting. The lowest we've gotten is right here, like 99 1/3 on CoreWeave. Rig, 2.5 million to the buy side. IQ, that's a small company. All small ones. Rivian's a sell of 1.2 million. That's a decent size. Snapchat, 800,000. These are all pretty small numbers. Not a single Mag 7 name. And this goes to like 600,000. There is nothing on here, save maybe Rivian for 1.2 million. But even Rivian's just a $12 company, right? So even that's not that big of a deal, unfortunately. Yeah, kind of disappointing. I'm just going to pull up Rivian. Doing anything?
Come on, CoreWeave.
CoreWeave tagged 90, the 99 third, like 99, literally 99.33 is the low. But we have more news with Adara. Rivian did tank a bit there. But let's get some news.
It's Intel related. I just want to provide some more context. So again, Bloomberg reporting that the U.S. administration is apparently considering a stake in Intel. Don't know what size the stake is, but it is worth noting. We previously heard reports that apparently the U.S. told Taiwan that if it wants a 15% tariff down from the current tariff it faces of 20%, then Taiwan Semiconductor must acquire a 49% stake in Intel and make an additional investment of $400 billion in the U.S. So potentially this Intel deal could maybe involve what they already want to do with Taiwan Semi, but that's unclear. Again, it is worth noting here with this reported U.S. stake that could be taken in Intel. Apparently, the U.S. has already kind of told Taiwan that they want Taiwan Semi to take a stake in Intel to reduce their tariff. Again, these are all reports. We have no confirmation on either, but I think it's worth contextualizing one with the other. Back to you.
Well, one way to get more chip fabs in the U.S. is to not have to rely on Intel to be able to figure it out. It's just to go to the name that makes all the chips in the world anyways. Go right to them and have them take a stake, and then it actually, there's a logic to that. But anyways, CoreWeave is trying to break 99. So it bounced off 99 1/3. It just bounced off, well, it's trying to bounce off 99 even. It's about to break 99 as we speak. I'll show you what's going on with Intel, because Intel's catching a secondary bid. It was just able to hold 23 1/3, caught a bid, but it's rejecting 24 even. So Intel still doing good volume going into the close. We only have 7 minutes left. At this point, for myself, my stop on CoreWeave is going to go to break even. Well, not break even. I'll just get back to 100. If we get back to 100, I'm out. It's trying to bounce off 99, and there's not that much time left in the day. 3 minutes until we get within the potential flips on the imbalances, but there were nothing that large. So I'm now bidding. I have a bid at 98.5. If we break 99, hopefully that'll get us filled in CoreWeave. Jose Martinez, why is Tesla skyrocketing? It's not really skyrocketing. It's a slight move to the upside. Maybe Tesla might have had a small imbalance. There was nothing that big. Like NVIDIA's now shown up there for 740,000, but I don't even see Tesla on here. But I wouldn't classify that as skyrocketing. Small move there in Tesla. Let's go back. We have another update from Adara.
Yeah, this update is not Tesla related, nor is it Intel related. Scott Bessent just shared a post here on X. Now, in case you guys are not aware, he is the Treasury Secretary of the U.S., but he basically did post here on X saying that apparently the Treasury is committed to exploring budget-neutral pathways to acquire more Bitcoin to expand the reserves. So that story is on watch here. IBIT not really doing much, making a slightly higher high, higher low here, but still down. It looks like down on the day here after Bitcoin made that new all-time high this morning. Back to you.
Again, Adara, I just took another leg out there on CoreWeave. It continues to bounce off 99, so it broke 100, multiple bounces off the 99 level. At this point, it is literally Yeah, it's binary. If we break 100, I'm just going to get out. Intel just broke again, but I saw a few people mentioning Micron also breaking out the top on volume. Maybe, I don't know why the why doesn't really matter, but it looks like pretty much as Intel caught a secondary bid, so did Micron. I really don't have a reason for why that would be true, but that's just how it is. Right when Intel started buying up again, Micron just starts flying. So both those chip names flying to the upside. Wow. What are they for Intel? 8.5%. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably the best day they have had in a long, long time. Well, maybe not. That looks like it could have been close back in March. Okay, had a couple of nice days in March and then one in February. So 3 or 4 days this big this year. I don't think it's had double digits. Outside chance of that. But yeah, big explosion to the upside on Intel, U.S. government potentially, or at least talking about a potential stake in the company. A couple seconds, we'll get to flip on the imbalances, but there were no big ones
just
anymore.
Broke through that 24. Okay, now you've seen Trade the Pool here with us for a while. Now they've created this ebook. It's completely free. There's featuring 4 different swing trading strategies. If you do scan that QR code that you see right now on your screen, you will be able to see how they manage risk, how these trades work, what the setups are, and learn from what has worked for traders over at Trade the Pool. Download it now by scanning that QR code and get involved more with Trade the Pool. So it's the swing code, no coding required, just reading. Get in there and figure out how to, extend your knowledge of swing trading. So thank you to Trade the Pool for all of that. Yeah, man, I mean, we only now have a few minutes left. I'll take out another piece now of CoreWeave. This is, what we just bid again, got out at 22s. We've been getting a few fills here. My lowest fill was O's, I guess, 04 looks like we got. Right there, we take another 22 as we get lighter and lighter on this one. Palantir goes whoops, and a nice move to the downside on PLTR, so we'll take advantage of that right now and put a bid here at 18. We just missed it. Hopefully that will come back in. There it is. We get to 17 actually on Palantir, ending that trade for just a little bit of right there, as that was the #1 P&L name here today across all shows. Palantir, nice downside play there. Just one trade. Waited for it and got it. We're trying to put CoreWeave in that pocket as well here. CoreWeave, I guess, will be PL2 now. But yeah, it needs to break 99 to make this a real good trade. And I think that I'm bidding 98.50. Hopefully that will come in. There's a little bit of a level there as we wait for these imbalances to come through and start spiking up. I don't see CoreWeave on here or anything, but the day is moving now because of names like Intel. We get that story. Join Darren and myself when we talk about applied materials tonight. We'll talk about NNE reporting tonight as well. There's NVIDIA not doing too much here into the close. AMD 181 and change. That's making some moves here as well. New holdings as well tonight. Expecting 13 cents, so that should be exciting. Come on, CoreWeave, man. You're just a couple plays away here. I've got to get out another piece at 19s. Hopefully, there it goes. We get that. Break yourself now through. There it goes right now. So, we took a position, so we're getting out multiple times here on this name. Let's see what it wants to do here into the close for CoreWeave. The lowest it's been in a long time now as we finally break through that $100 mark. We haven't been here since May. May, June, July, August. So you're talking about 2.5, 3 months right now of some profits all given up. Everything given up on CoreWeave. So that's the thing, right? This could happen to Palantir. It could happen to any stock where you've given it all back up with 1 or 2 events. And there goes CoreWeave. Earnings followed by
the lockup expiration.
The lockup expiration right now hitting the CoreWeave name. But yeah, man, we'll take $1. It's a nice call. We've, we got that. We put some money into it there. And now CoreWeave, the second best name here. Both Neil and I hit that. So that was a good trade there for CoreWeave.
Yeah, good day for, CoreWeave. It's a bad day for CoreWeave, but it's been an all-day short in this stock. But it's also been an all-day short in Circle. Like, you don't want to, I know this has been pretty bad. We have 2 minutes to go. It's worth mentioning. Circle is more or less the exact same chart. It's actually bouncing pretty heavily in here. I've now trailed the CoreWeave. Forget about giving it to break even. There's literally 90 seconds left. So I was about to tell you that I was trailing it. If it so much as prints back above 99, I was getting out. So I just jumped out. There's actually a refresher holding at 90, but some kind of dark pool probably just printed a cent above. So I'm out of CoreWeave now. That stock looks nasty. Open apparently is trying to break that $3 level, but it's too late in the day.
No, it broke it. It broke
no, I mean, the 305 high, I should say. Back above 3, but it keeps rejecting above 3. It's trying to go. Do not sleep on this name. This is it's got a huge float, does a ton of volume, 300 million shares today. It just broke out some local support or resistance late in the session. You think it's gone much? It did double this the last time it was above when it held 160. It did a much, much bigger move. A lot of times it'll be a smaller move the second or third time through, but Open Door, strong mover here today, co-even to the other direction. Intel, big news. We'll have to see how that follows up tomorrow, whether we get some details on this that solidifies this news tomorrow. Either way, Intel is going to be on everyone's radar for the morning at least.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left. I think we're going to have Nimit and his family, hopefully, ringing the bell. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, I don't know which one's Nimit right there because they're both very, 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 very alike. So Schlock there and Nimit going to ring the bell with only 10 seconds left. So it's now on, guys. So get ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Click that bell. You have now closed the market for us. Thank you to Nimit. And everybody there. Mark, I like your shirt. Nice color right there. All right, so far so good. Neil, finish it off. I'm going to go over to the desk, start this recap show, and then I'm going to go make Nimit buy me a drink. All right, so...
we'll eat some of those donuts and pastries and enjoy ourselves.
For bringing those. CoreWeave, $99.50 at the end. All right, see you. Yeah, take it over. I'm going to go over.
Look, let's get this party started. You don't have to do anything, everyone. You know what's going on. But there's a lot of earnings still to get to, a lot to cover. Remember, we got to review what happened. I know we're spending a lot of time looking at CoreWeave and Open, but don't forget, you had bullish on day 2, which was once again very bearish. Most of the day, look, it's up 10% because it got punked yesterday, but most of the day spending it to the downside. Monster reversal overall for the market here. We got a hot inflation number through PPI. Market was able to bounce off that for most of the session, and now we trended back into the downside. Didn't really regain those lows. A lot of people are asking the question, why are we looking so strong on a day where we had a bad inflation print? Sometimes that's just how it is. The Fed rate tool didn't really change much. We still hold over 90% chance of a rate cut despite those numbers. And we've got AMAT is going to be the big one after the bell today. NNE, it looks like, Applied Materials just got punked. Well, 9% to the downside. We're not looking good, but all of the action is going to get covered live in Market Recap Show. Sean and Adara at the desk. Applied Materials in the tank, and it starts right now.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah, we are here with the Market Recap Show. Adara, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. A lot of water bottles up here, I noticed.
Yeah, well, this is actually yours from the last recap. These
from
two
yesterday?
are my children. Yeah, from Tuesday.
Oh, from Tuesday.
These two are my children, yes.
Okay, great. Well, here you go. Cheers up to everybody drinking some water right now. But AMAT does make it down.
I have the numbers.
Yeah, so down now 7% goes AMAT. Applied Materials right now getting crushed to the downside. But Adara, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I don't have the guidance yet. That's usually, we find lately what's been making these moves, but I'll talk about the numbers. Q3 adjusted earnings, $2.48 per share, beating estimates of $2.36 per share. Sales, $7.302 billion versus $7.223 billion expected. Again, I don't have guidance yet. I will let you guys know when that occurs. The other ones you're expecting it for, we had TMC. I'm not seeing the materials company yet. The metals company, I'm not seeing TMC.
Okay.
We also had BTBT, Bit Digital. I do have Bit Digital earnings, so we can talk about this little crypto play if we are cool with that, Sean. So they actually reported a surprise profit. So that's a good look. 7 cents per share earnings, Sean. We were expecting a loss of 2 cents per share, so that's a pretty good look. Sales did miss estimates, 25.7 million versus 27.466 million. But in this type of situation, like the surprise profit, I feel like is probably going to overshadow that. Let's talk about AMAT. I do have some more on AMAT, Sean, if we're down for that.
Yeah.
So their sales, like I said, they did have a double beat here. Free cash flow, $2.05 billion. They did beat on adjusted net income. I'm not seeing how their gross margin compares to estimates, but they did report an adjusted gross margin here of 48.9%. Still no guidance, unfortunately.
All right, so a nice little downside movement. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous for when they do guide. I mean, down already 10% right here for AMAT downside play. And then, of course, BTBT moving around there again. The big story that just hit about 15 minutes ago is Intel. And Intel right now It's going higher. You're up another 2% right here in the after hours. We go up 7.3% during the day, up another 1.5%, going 2% now, popping through $24, getting going again right now in after hours. As the story reads like this, Intel shares are trading higher here. I'll show you right on Benzinga. We'll talk about AMAT in just a second. Intel shares are trading higher following a Bloomberg report suggesting the Trump administration is said to discuss the U.S. taking a stake in the companies. So we'll have to wait to see what's going on there with Intel. It looks like it wants to go higher. Big volume spike at the end of the day. If you're looking on right here, we're right back to levels that we've seen before. And in fact, we were right here on July the 25th. So it's just been a couple weeks since the last time we were at $24 mark. Had a huge move down in there into 1970 off a bad earnings print, which was right here. And now the climb is on for Intel. You said you mentioned you might have got the AMAT look. It was down 9%. Now it's down 11%, Adara.
Oh, the guidance is probably why, because if you apply this guidance to applied materials, you might want to apply a different guidance. I'm going to stop with the pun now because let's just talk about this. They're expecting Q4 adjusted earnings between $1.91 to $2.31 per share, below estimates of $2.39. Sales are guiding between $6.2 billion and $7.2 billion versus estimates of $7.331 billion. That is a double guidance miss here, Sean. Certainly not a good look, even though their earnings, again, were a double beat. We have HIMS news too. Let's talk about hims and hers. I do not think you're going to be singing hymns in praise of this stock right now because apparently they're being probed by the FTC over their cancellation practices. So I'm very excited, Sean, because this watch list is already writing itself for tomorrow. So get in stocks. Get it.
Yeah, nice little move down there into $44 right there for hims. A nice little move back up right now. So we'll figure out that story. And it has not been a good sort of week and a half there for hims, bouncing off of that $67. I know this has been a well-traded stock by many of you, but that high of $72.98, I mean, we almost made it, once right there, twice, 3, 4, all the way to the downside. So we're going to watch out now if it holds this $40 mark, man. Again, not great when you're getting looked into, but we'll figure that all out right there as it's coming right back into the downside. I just want to say you cannot, this is to make it make sense in the chat. If you start swearing in the chat, it will just ban you 100%. So don't do that. Keep the chat clean. We are trying to be productive here as well. So thank you for adhering to that. I didn't ban anybody, but we will. All right, this market recap show is brought to you by Beta Pro and Global X. We want to thank them for sponsoring the recap show as they've done for a while. So thank you so much to Global X and Beta Pro for doing that as we go. But all right, so that's the HIM news. Let's just check out Intel one more time. We are still waiting for NNE. Intel going higher right now, still up 1.5%. It's high 24.50. We wait for Nano Nuclear. They're supposed to be reporting tonight as well. So we'll wait for that number to come through. What I'm looking for on NNE is an EPS, just 200,000, two, I guess, minus 20, I think you meant to write down there, minus 27 for an EPS.
Oh, minus 27?
You just have it the wrong way. You have the revenue and EPS mixed up.
Okay, sorry about that.
And we're also waiting for NU to come. You have it written down here, Adara, maybe 5:15.
Yeah,
again, this Brazilian, so they're not going to report as normal, but NU right now, NU Holdings there. It's been called sort of the SOFI of South America, not really trading like SOFI right now, so we'll see if they can get going. New Holdings, I think it was a couple weeks ago, announced the crypto offering as well, so this could get going. I think this is a good opportunity to maybe pick something up, down 3% on the day. New Holdings, with that earnings report coming very, very soon. So, so far here today, it was just AMAT and Intel, and I think we did a good job talking a little bit about that. QUBT, they were out with earnings, I believe, at some point today as well.
Yeah.
Nice little move to the downside right now for QUBT. Of course, quantum computing, it's been great when it's great, but then when they miss, again, it's part of that whole thing. We don't really care too much about valuation until you miss. So right now, Adair's going to go over the numbers, but it looks like they'll miss again here, down to $15. QUBT had a nice move into $20. It has memory, man, right back to the start of the year where we were up to 20. Now there's the fade back on. We'll see if it can hold this this $13 mark. But what do the numbers look like, Adara, for QUBT?
Yeah, it's Bobby Axelrod in the chat. I'm not seeing anything on a wolf offering. I also want to mention, too, Marky Michaels, what's wrong with AMAT? They beat on earnings and revenue and EPS. They missed on their guidance for both. Let's talk here about QQBT. Larger than expected loss per share in a pretty big way, Sean. They lost 26 cents per share versus estimates of a 6 cents per share loss. And their sales were also a pretty gross miss. They only reported $61,000 in sales versus $100,000 in sales expected. So not a good look here for quantum computing. That report is hard to compute. So yeah, not a great look there. Also, some people are asking, what's Buffett's mystery stock going to be? I was just reading through CNBC asked an AI to kind of, or a whole bunch of AIs, what they would guess based on the past, I guess, things that he's put out there for 13Fs. I've seen some guesses of Deere, Caterpillar, UPS has come up a couple times.
Yeah, UPS. I think it's UPS.
I'm not seeing UNH guessed, but yeah, the UPS one's interesting. Someone in the chat said Cat as well, and I just saw Cat here. I think the fact that UPS came up a couple times, maybe one to watch. Okay,
so we'll keep our ear to the ground on that one. Of course, we have Adara here doing the best around. So as soon as we get something there, we'll find that coming through again very, very soon. I mean, I dropped the line before we heard this U.S. government talk that maybe it was Intel. And yeah, if that goes upside from here, we would not be surprised. Intel, of course, getting that news that the U.S. government is looking to take a stake. All right, a little bit of a recap today. We did get a hotter than expected PPI number. That came at 8:30, sending pretty much every single stock you can name to the downside as we got heated up. Whenever you get negative news into a report that the market's at all-time highs, one little red candle will create a sell action play. But we got right back up to the highs and made new all-time highs on the Nasdaq by 10 o'clock. So that was forgotten real early. And look at the board today. Wow. It was definitely not like this when you opened this up at 9:31 today. But what came up? JP Morgan, Visa, MasterCard, the financials today. Bang, bang. Nice moves on the financials today. Holding fort with this market. Amazon as well, up 2.86%. The 13F is now out for Berkshire, by the way. So we're going to wait to hear more information about Berkshire with their 13F is now out. UNH, people are saying, is ripping. So was UNH the name? Let me just check out what's going on right now with UNH. Yes, UNH 4%, 5%. Adara.
It's a different, I'm not seeing the Berkshire one yet, but I'm seeing something else called Appaloosa. They actually increased their stake in UNH. They initially had 175,000 shares, Sean. Now they have 2.5 million shares almost. So from 175,000 shares in UNH to 2.45 million shares in UNH. I'm still not seeing anything on Berkshire. I'm looking through David Tepper's as well. Or sorry, that is Appaloosa. So Appaloosa, David Tepper, he new position in Intel, new position in RTX, new UALDAL. He exited Apple.
Look at Intel.
He has a put for Broadcom. He's got a put here for SPYX. He's got a put for SMH and for Win. And then his biggest adds here were UNH, NVIDIA, TSM, and XYZ. By that, I mean that he added to his existing positions.
Yeah, that's a huge move there for UNH. I mean, sometimes, again, no matter what you think about the macro, Warren Buffett got it. Yeah, so she's in the
he bought 5 million shares.
There you go. It's Berkshire. Warren is done. But yeah, at the end of the day, great call there. We talked about it possibly being UNH. There goes Intel as well. Intel right now up 3.5% right now and going higher. You're up over 10% right now. Okay, so DR Horton, DHI, just UNH. Just listening in my ear here to see what's going on. So UNH is bought, and DHI, I heard, was that right? In my ear as well. DR Horton, yes. So there it goes right there as well for that. So again, $350 billion in cash, putting it to work here in the last quarter. Remember, these are not buys like right now. This is people, I guess not front running, back running the news right there, saying, okay, these guys are in it, so let's figure that out. TMUS, Berkshire sells T-Mobile, so that could be a downside play there for TMUS as well. But Adara's going to get all these, so I'm not going to just go over everything. Let's just go quickly look at some of the reported names today. AMAT down 11.3% and going lower right now, so that's down, sir. Oh, Berkshire takes Nucor, a big American steel producer. Bang, I'm long this name. Yes, we're actually in Nucor in our account, so that's a nice move there for Nucor.
Berkshire Hathaway cut Apple.
Nice move on that one. Berkshire cut some Apple. I don't think that's the end of the world for Apple, as you can see there, not moving around. Berkshire, Apple's still their largest holding. I mean, unless there's something there, it looks like that's not moving around. But I'm going to throw it over to you, Adara, in case you have something to add to this.
I do actually have a lot lot to add here. So again, I want to let you guys know, people asking about what's happening with LRCX in the chat, people asking about ASML, they're both AMAT sympathy plays. That is why they're moving. There's no individual news on them that I can see. Of course, if that changes, I'll let you know. UNH, why is it moving so much? Because we had not just the, I mean, of course, that's pretty massive here for Berkshire, starting a 5 million share position. But guys, Appaloosa, which is David Tepper's firm, also massively increased their UNH stake. They purchased well over 2 million shares of UNH during this quarter. So between the Appaloosa purchase and between the Berkshire purchase, we have over like 7 million shares of UNH that were purchased by firms during this quarter. That is pretty massive, Sean.
Yep.
But yeah, so again, he left TMUS entirely. Berkshire Hathaway, I guess the largest cuts that they made were to BAC, Apple, and Charter. Now, I guess they added a lot to their DPZ position apparently for Berkshire Hathaway. That's on watch. They also added to their Constellation Brands position, their STZ, Whirlpool.
What is Lamar Advertising? Do we know what that ticker is? Lamar Advertising, because that's a new position, 1.1 million shares as well. So we can find out a little bit more about that. But yeah, so Adara, until there's something else right now,
LAMR. LAMR.
LAMR. Okay, so yeah. What a surprise. It makes sense right there. Lamar Advertising. There it is. So not a well-known name, but something there. So there's a spike up for Lamar right now. Shout out to Lamar Odom, of course. Nice move there. So TMUS, of course, is the one that they've been sold out. So there it goes. Now TMUS making new lows right now. So what we got was UNH. So I guess that's the ticker. No surprise there. We were throwing around names like UPS. Maybe UPS is downside right now. Let me have a quick check on that one because, yes, there it is, man. So sometimes people, it looks like there were some bets being made that maybe UPS was one of the names. So UPS falling back in. And again, it looks like UNH, but not because they do not get that 7% bump right now, as right now Berkshire, and just to talk about what that holding was, it was, what, 5 million shares or so coming through there for UNH. But again, we don't know where it was bought, right? So it was bought sometime here in, I guess, in Q2 since their last filing. So probably long around the $300 mark. You know, if he's been buying it recently, I'm not sure what the dates are on there, but nice move there for UNH. The name that keeps on rising to the top, though, is Intel. Intel's up another 3% here in after hours as the United States government comes through and says, we'll take a stake in you. Let's find out some more on that. I think it's still a Bloomberg report. I don't think anybody from the White House has confirmed any of this yet, so we'll wait on that. But that does not surprise me. I mean, I don't think Donald Trump, Adara, honestly, would be just meeting CEOs just for fun. I think when he does, he probably floats ideas to them, gets the reaction from the CEO himself. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you need our help? So on and so forth. So we'll see if there's an announcement from Intel either later on today or tomorrow morning about a possible Intel stake. But if it's true, I think this name has a lot more to go.
I think the best way for them to do it is to do it through TSM if they actually do it, because in case you guys missed it, apparently earlier we had reports that the U.S. government was willing to negotiate a tariff decrease with Taiwan, but only if Taiwan Semi would take a 45% stake in Intel and then also invest a lot more money in the U.S., around $400 billion total, right? So if the U.S. tries to do the investment that way, I think that could be maybe the best case scenario from an optics perspective for the government. KULR earnings out, sometimes this moves. We can go over the numbers. They beat here surprise profit of 22 cents per share versus expected loss of 16 cents. Sales $3.97 million versus $3.5 million expected. Good look here for KULR. Stock does not really care. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of, in terms of, you were asking when during the quarter, it doesn't show that, so I can't really provide more details on that. But yeah, I just think that the UNH thing could be interesting. I almost feel like it's going to sell off tomorrow. I almost feel the same about Intel, though I think if one of the two runs, it's much more likely to be Intel because UNH is also running into resistance on the daily.
Oh man, I was going to say, yeah, good point there from Erie Pages. He's saying that Intel, here it is right here. I think this is a good point. This is what we're talking about, especially with what Adair is saying. Maybe it goes the other way. You know, when you need government support, it's more evidence that the business success for individuals is all about networking and relations. We should feel shame for needing help. I mean, yeah, I mean, if Intel needs help, they need help. It's better than them going in and I think raising through share offerings and things like that. So if the U.S. government's going to do that, they've done it before with stocks like GM. They've done it with airlines before in the past, Adara, as well. And the U.S. government has actually made money on many plays. They did it with the banking sector as well, and were able to sell for quite a profit. So we'll see if that stake is indeed true for Intel. Remember, the U.S. government's going to flip the shares anyways at some point, so we'll see if it goes back up to the upside. But again, yeah, they're using taxpayers' money. I mean, that's where they get the money from to go in there and support a fledgling company. Maybe not a great idea there to do that, but hey, this administration has a lot of interesting ideas, it seems like.
Yeah, and I think my counter for that as well, Erie Page, I think that's a good point. Like, I don't think companies should be ashamed of needing help, but I think the timing of this makes me think this is less about help and more about Intel trying to maybe smooth over its reputation in the eyes of President Trump and the Republican Party. Because remember, guys, Trump did not start saying this until after we had Tom Cotton, who was a senator, basically kind of come out here and send a letter to Intel. Hey, the CEO does potentially have these connections to China and potentially the parties that were within China. So I think the fact that they had that negative reputation, then Trump comes out in Truth Social, becomes a lot more publicized. Intel wants to smooth out their image. They like Lip Bhutan as a CEO. Oh, now KULR is moving also. So yeah, I think for me, it's less about Intel needing help and more about Intel trying to smooth some things over. Getting out might be a byproduct, but I actually think there's a little bit, maybe more games going on here than purely getting help. That's just my take, though, and maybe I'm cynical.
Yeah, the GM bailout did not work, but other than that, they've all pretty much done well. Today's move in Amazon was a nice one for sure. So if we go to 5-minute chart, you could see Amazon today announcing delivery, grocery delivery. Of course, they bought out Whole Foods 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even longer than that. And Amazon today announcing grocery delivery to over 1,000 cities in the United States. That's a good one there. And like I said, whenever Amazon gets involved in the business, it's a problem for many others. So was it ALB? No, that's Albemarle. There was the grocery store chain. Maybe you guys can help me out with that one. But nice move to the downside there for Amazon near the end of the day, but still a nice move overall, up 2.86%. We don't get too much movement today in the major tech names. Of course, we've already looked at the heat map today. We get a nice bump up there in Eli Lilly and AbbVie today, starting to go back up to the upside. There's Amazon right there all by itself. Walmart downside, Costco downside as well, TJX downside. So it's just in the retail sector. It was really led today by Amazon. As you can see, Home Depot, I think you got to pick up some Home Depot on weakness. I really like that stock. I think that continues to work. And again, especially on guidance of a lower rate coming through on the rate cut. We also have their Target there down 1%. So everything down in this space. CVS catching a nice move higher, but for right now, it's Amazon's world in the retail space, and all of us are just living in it. We do have comments coming from Walmart and Target next week with their earnings. So that should be very, very interesting. Adara, as we get going. Palantir on valuation, I mean, this stock has been hot fire. It touched at 188, 190 or so. That was its high. But what a stock, man. $70 back on January 1st, up to 181. Palantir Technologies giving back a little bit. Yesterday, we had that report, of course, from Citron, and they talked about it potentially being overvalued. Other than that, today we get Cisco earnings. They were to the downside, but yeah, pretty calm overall. Cisco did battle today. Actually, let's just check on CoreWeave quickly. CoreWeave's had a 40% move in 3 days. Oh boy. It's too bad that we couldn't hold this. Neil and I both short there, the $100 break right at the end of the day, and this is what CoreWeave is doing right now on a 1-minute chart. Ciao, nice move down into $97 right now for CoreWeave. So that's a $1, $2, $3 winner if you're still in that trade that Neil and I both had. We covered it all pretty much at 99. I think my best fill was like 98.70 or something. And then it busted right back up there, whatever this low was right there, 98.80. So yeah, I think we probably just got 99s. We didn't get our 98.50s, but now CoreWeave downside. Their lockup is tomorrow. So we'll wait to see what happens tomorrow morning. Maybe a big sell on open imbalance. I won't be here tomorrow. Shout out to Obi. If there is a sell imbalance off the open, buy this thing at 935. Let it settle down. Let the sell imbalance hit. Then buy it. Okay? You're hearing that first right now. It's 421. See what happens tomorrow. Wait for that to go down in the morning. Give yourself a level and then go. NVIDIA announcing now. They've taken a position. NVIDIA took a position in CoreWeave. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, does it? I guess it does. I don't know. I don't know if NVIDIA is why they're even doing this. But yeah, up to $98, try to give them a little bit of a bump there. All right, the story today that everyone's interested in right now is either Intel or UNH. There's really nothing else. We have DHI moving to the upside there as Berkshire takes 3 million share stake, which 3 million is a lot, but it's not that much. I mean, I feel like every single day, names like ARC Innovation there with Kathy Wood. Yesterday, they bought 3 million shares of Bullish BLSH off the open as well. But there it goes right now. UNH up to 290, add another 6.6% onto that. Its low of 231 now looks silly that it got that low. Now 290 right there for UNH. And then Intel upside right there, up to 24.60. Look, I think for Intel, man, just go back to what I remember Intel inside, computers, laptops, things like that. Let's see if Intel can sort of refocus and get going on that. You guys asking about new holdings? We don't have this written down until 5 o'clock.
I don't have the numbers.
So, yeah, it's not 5 o'clock, and that's when they're supposed to report again. A South American company, so maybe just a little different than what we're talking about right now. Not out yet. Circle right now, downside play as well, down 9% today. This has really retraced off of its highs. I always think that $100 will be something. Right here for Circle, that would make sense right there, 108. Its 52-week low is its birthday, $64. Its high is a week later at 290. So what a wild ride Circle's had. It's back into 138. Again, today we had some news with Bitcoin making all-time highs yesterday overnight around 124, but closing the day not very healthy today for crypto as Bitcoin and Ethereum both take moves down. So Ethereum today, this is a 3-minute chart. They hit highs overnight of 4,800. Well supported though, really throughout the day around 45. So we'll see if we can hold out hope on 4,500 there for Ethereum. And then Bitcoin again. And thank you everybody for staying with us. Adair and I have been on the desk all day, literally. And right now we're just running through this. It's 4:24, no guests today and not too much earnings, but a lot happening in the after hours. So we do want to thank all of you for continuously joining us every single day past 4 o'clock. And we are going to be having a much bigger after hours show, and that announcement is to come as we get the studio worked on. So you heard this here first from me. Bigger and better shows coming here after hours. So get ready for that. You guys have asked for it. We're delivering. You can see the guys in the background working every single day, Adara, on our, Carl Icahn now coming through. So now we'll hear what's going on with that 13F filing as well. But that's it for Bitcoin. Another move was XRP today. They had a nice move to the downside. That's futures. We just want it on Coinbase, the spot. There it is. Wow, not a good move either for Ripple. It's XRP, the product Ripple there, but the company, 335 right there to the high side, falling quite nicely, unfortunately, about 10% down to $3. So the other name that we'll just have a quick look at is Solana. I bought some of this last night, not going to look like a good move. We bought some actually at 200 even. So that gets filled as that comes back in right now. 192 right now. Icahn Enterprise 13F. Flying through right now as well. So, that's it for sort of crypto. Coinbase held fort today, only down 0.65, down another 0.4 here after hours, giving it 1% move on the day. But here we go, Adara. It's Intel move. Intel now at the highs of the after hours. Tried to break 25, got as high as 24.80. That's where we are right now. What news do you have for us now?
I got a couple other things here, guys. So
Let's go.
they filed an 8K form here, amending their deal to sell their majority stake in Altera. There's just some minor changes to the terms, but now they're expecting this deal to close on September 12th. The earliest, the deadline's been extended to September 13th, so Intel delaying the sale. I want to say as well here, INTC, I was seeing not only did we get, again, this report that the Trump administration's maybe discussing having the U.S. take a stake in Intel, but apparently Bloomberg, that's the same thing. Appaloosa, though, David Tepper's firm, they took an 8 million share stake in Intel as well, is what I'm seeing. So not only did they significantly increase their UNH stake by more than 2 million shares, they increased their NVIDIA stake by at least 1 million shares as well. Intel, they also increased that stake by a cool, they add a new stake there at 800 million shares. 8 million shares.
Yeah, 800 million would be a lot.
Yeah, sorry, guys, it's the long day.
Yeah, no, that's all good. Thanks for all the reporting on all of that. Open Door today led the whole market in volume. Good point, too. They're 25% upside there today for Open Door. I don't even know if there was a story at all. Oopsies, with Open Door. What have I done right now? Let me just get this back. I want to go to a bigger time frame here with Open Door. There it is. So, it starts the day at 220s, all the way in over $3 there for Open Door. I would say, again, short squeeze possible there, 20% or so short on this. Oh, HIMS. Okay, I just got the story about HIMS again. The FTC looking into this. Cancellation practices there. Not great for HIMS, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know if you guys subscribe to various drugs or whatever, prescriptions through HIMS, but is the cancellation process a problem? Maybe it is, but right there, nice downside play there, down 5%. HIMS really reeling from that. That was the Wegovy news right there, that they lost it with Novo Nordisk, and then it battled all the way back. I know that was not a right story. And then it came all the way back up to $66, and since then now, it's really been bleeding the last week and a half there for him. So that's a nice move to the downside right now for that. We did get nice news. I don't know what the news was with Eli Lilly today. But
oh, yeah, they're reportedly going to be increasing their drug prices significantly in the UK for their weight loss drug, Mounjaro, by up to 170%. So that was good news, though, actually, for the company, even though it was bad news, Fabian, for the user. But sometimes good news for the company is not always good news for the consumer. But we think it's capitalism in the trading world, so we want the higher prices. It's messed up, but it is what it is. Also, I want to talk quickly here about HIMS. I think this company, given the catalyst there, I don't feel that good about it. I'm going to be really honest with you. Like, you guys know I like to play devil's advocate a bit. My thing is, like, even the way the CEO presents himself and, like, how aggressive he was about the whole, like, oh, we lost, like, Novo Nordisk, but they're wrong.
Oh, was he?
Calm down.
Yeah, right.
I think presenting, and I think nowadays, like, with media being so aggressive, like, literally CEOs can pump their stocks on X. I'm not saying HIMS has done that, but I'm saying the culture now is so different. And so now people, you can be a little bit more aggressive. I don't always think that comes across the best way, though. And I think it makes your points kind of muted.
You feel like defensive.
Yes.
Right.
They feel like they're always on the defensive. Like, Eli Lilly has tried to dissociate themselves with them. Novo has tried to dissociate themselves from them. And then now they have this FTC probe. I don't know. It's like baby UNH is giving me a little bit, except they don't have 7 million shares purchased by big firms this quarter, Sean. So.
I like that. I like you got that the wag
I don't know.
going
Apparently
on
I thought
there,
about HIMS I never knew I had.
Coming through right there. Okay, Erie Pages wants us to be on the carnivore diet. So I don't know. I love eating meat, that's for sure. But we're okay on that one right now. Thank you for the suggestions. All right, so 660 again, Eli Lilly. Nice upside play. All right, there's not too many news stories other than what we've given you here in the after hours. We don't have a huge earnings table today, but AMAT did come out and they start going to the downside right there. So there goes AMAT one more time. If we come over to the chart, we'll just quickly look at that. We'll see what's going on. So AMAT today delivers 248 versus 236 is a beat. Sales beat as well. Lower guidance, sending this name to the downside there for AMAT. So they don't like that, down to 165 there for AMAT. And then other than that, we got NUE, Nucor, with a new stake as well by Warren Buffett, formerly Warren Buffett, but Berkshire Hathaway right now. Nice move to the upside there on Nucor. So the largest steel producer in the United States gets that bump. And of course, UNH flying high as well. There was another earnings play that there was it Nano Nuclear came out tonight as well. I don't know if they're not doing anything.
Maybe I didn't. I put it in the chat. They had a smaller than expected loss per share. I never saw revenue on them. People asking about NU holdings, I do not have them.
No, that's
but
not
apparently, we did actually have Saudi Arabia's public investment fund dissolving its stake in new holdings. So that's not great for NU for the numbers.
It's time to get out of here. We've done roll call before. Let's do it again before we forget. This is something that, of course, they've taken and ran with it on the midday show, and they do a great job there. This is something that we used to always do because we want to thank everybody for staying late with us. Over 4,000 staying late with us every single day, and we want to thank you for that, despite not many earnings, but there's lots of stories today. So let's do it right now. I want to say shout out to Christmas. It's almost Christmas. Can you believe that? Like, pretty soon it'll be September, and then we got 3 more months, and then we're right there. So what's up, South Jersey? Jack, we love some South Jersey. If I'm ever down there, what's up, Jack? Coming through as well. Marco Anthony's here. Gaming TV is here. G-Talk. There's so many in the place here. John is here. Notorious. Hinal is here. Juan Martinez. Ronaldo, Road Runner. The Heartbroken Biker. Hopefully you didn't break your arm or anything either. Anybody catching your eye? I mean, I know you're busy doing lots of things over there, Adara.
Yeah, thank you to Tampanda. Thank you to Daryl Flinch. Thank you to Jerome. Thank you to Jay Powell. No, I'm joking. Thank you very much to Save Man Woman. Thank you to Nobody in the chat here. We've got Jaguar. We've got Grey Worm, Ticker Checker. Thank you to everyone here for this chat. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It will be a very, very exciting show. I am sure the watch list has already written itself, which I'm down for.
We're going to go grab a drink with Nimit. So this is your drink. What is it?
Oh, Sambuca Sprite.
Let's go, Zambuca Sprite.
What
All
about
right,
you?
interesting one. We'll have that. Maybe I'll take a taste of that one because that
Probably
seems very
not.
sweet.
Very few places have Sambuca, but
What?
Yeah, I have a mental, I guess, Rolodex of bars. that have
Okay,
Sambuca,
well, we'll
but
see it. We'll see if this place has it. We don't want to tell everyone where we're going. 'Cause the
I don't
next
even
thing
know
you
where we're going, so I can't even tell anyone.
Exactly. So, all right, I'll tell you right after this. Thank you to everybody for joining us one more time. Thank you to Rob. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to Russell, everybody working on the studio behind us. We want to thank Fabian as well as Andre. Thank you to Adair for everything that you're doing for the show. Sharif, Joe. Great to see Nimit and his family. We're going to go grab a drink with those guys as well. Thanks, Brendan, Neil. And I don't think I missed anybody. Ramin on holiday. So for everybody here at Trader TV Live, we want to give a big thank you to you guys for watching. I'm not here tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Obi's in on the desk. Neil and Obi to start with. Everybody else. Oh, Joe's not here tomorrow either, I don't believe.
So it's me for
you.
an hour on the midday and then Obi for 2 hours on the midday.
Okay, well, that should be exciting. See Adara on the trading desk tomorrow, midday. All right, thank you so much. I go get a drink. Ciao for now.